19 for details.
We are back here at Globe Life Park, and both pitchers are in their respective dugouts. Brandon McCarthy for the Yankees and Nick Martinez, 1-6, 4.73 ERA. And you talk to the Rangers about Nick Martinez, and they really like him, and they understand that he has been rushed. And he wasn't even in spring training with them. He didn't even get a spring training invite, and their pitching staff has been just so decimated with injuries that they have had to go beyond what they wanted to do, and never mind AAA, but they dug down to AA. Now the Yankees, this is the time where the Yankees have to start making hay, and they have now lost 3 in a row, and coming out of the break played so well against Cincinnati and then Texas when they were in, and lost it starting with Toronto, and now they have lost 3 in a row, 6-4 in their last 10. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay is 9-1 in their last 10, and they're only 7 games out right now. And if you remember, and you might say, well, that's not a big deal. Yep, it's a big deal, because when they left Yankee Stadium, they were 18 games under 500. They are now 2 games under 500. So this division is now more of a race than we thought it was going to be, because the Tampa Bay Rays just don't lose. And the Yankees have got to pull themselves together. I know that sounds like a cliche, but they've got to hit. The idea that this team does not hit, and if David Phelps gives up a few runs, you think you're going to lose the game. I mean, that can't go on. Hopefully, with Teixeira back in the lineup and at first base, the big switch hitter in the middle of that lineup, hopefully that lengthens the lineup, takes some pressure off of some people. Also, it's going to help the defense a lot. Brian McCann did the best he could, and you heard Joe Girardi. He thought he did a good job. He said this is not an easy thing to do, particularly when you have ground ball pitchers. You've got a lot of pitchers that give up hits. They pitch to contact. They don't strike out a lot of people. And David Phelps made a lot of mistakes yesterday, and a lot of it was because he tried to strike people out. And that was, he made a couple of mistakes, and once they took the lead, you feel you can't come back. Hopefully that will turn around. So here we go. And as Brett Gardner steps up to the plate, stepping up to the microphone is the voice of the New York Yankees. Here is John Sterling.
Well, Susan, I thank you, and once again, good evening, everyone. I really concur with what you have to say. Soon it's going to be time for the Yankees to stop fiddling around if they want to get serious in the Eastern race. They have to, start winning a lot of ball games. And to do that, they have to hit. Now, yesterday they scored 2 runs, for example, in their loss. Here's the reason they scored 2 runs. Brett Gardner and Martinez first pitches outside.
707, it is 81 degrees. Again, 707, 81 degrees at game time.
81 degrees in Dallas, I mentioned on the open. And like if it's 25 degrees in New York on August 1st. Pitch hit in the air to right center and deep. Martin going back, away back. That ball is gone again. Brett Gardner hit one to the far end of the Texas bullpen. Gardy goes Yardy. He plants one in the Texas bullpen, and the Yankees take an immediate 1-0 lead.
Well, you heard Joe Girardi talking about Brett Gardner and how strong he was. I also said on Keys to the Game, just go early on that high fastball, which is what Martinez is going to throw, and he did.
Well, I find that amazing. That's the last guy I think would hit a home run tonight after he had 2 last night. Gardner now has 13 homers and 46 RBIs. And here is the captain. The Yankees have a 1-0 lead. The pitch is grounded foul outside of third. I would like to know the guy in baseball, from Bud Selig to Joe Torre to whoever, who would predict that Brett Gardner would lead off tonight with a home run after hitting 2 yesterday. I mean, isn't that amazing?
Well, I'd also like to know who the guy would predict that Brett Gardner would have more home runs than Carlos Beltran.
Pitch is low, absolutely. Gardner now is within just a couple of RBIs of the Yankee lead in RBIs. Jeter now with a count of 1-1, and Martinez deals, and the pitch is a strike. Gardner was at 276, now 13 homers, 46 RBIs. Jeter, who had 3 hits last night, at 278, 2 homers, 27 RBIs. Nick Martinez has been cuffed around by the rest of the league, but pitched great against the Yankees and deals 1-2 to Jeter. Line of base hit set of in. Now Jeter needs 10 hits now to pass Hannes Wagner, and that's where he'll finish in 6th place in Major League Baseball history.
We are coming to you live from the Sunoco broadcast booth, the Sunoco Free Fuel 5000. Get the decal, get spotted, win.
Martinez against the league is 1-6 and an ERA of 4.73. And I'll give you his numbers. They're not good. For example, he has as many strikeouts as walks, not a good percentage. But against the Yankees last time out, last week, he went 5 1/3, no runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Ellsbury lines one to center field, but right at Martin. And there's one away. Ellsbury hit it on the nose. Ellsbury at .282, 8 homers, 47 RBIs. He has 47 ribbies. Gardner has 46, and this guy leads the team. Mark Teixeira has 48. Anyway, Martinez pitched great against the Yanks, terrible against the rest of the league. So we'll see how the Yankees treat him tonight. Teixeira back in the lineup. He had a pinch hit base hit last night, a hard grounder in the shortstop hole for a single. He's at, listen to this average, terrible average for Teixeira. He's at .234 and leads the team with 17 homers and 48 RBIs. Yeah, you know, Susan, the pitch to Teixeira, a strike. Gardner now is second on the Yanks in home runs. That probably is not a good thing.
No, that's definitely not a good thing. And Teixeira has missed an awful lot of time, and he is leading the team with 17 home runs.
And 48 ribbies. The throw over, you know, I used to walk through in the old stadium. You'd walk through the press room, and they'd have the lineups up on the board. And I would go out to do the manager's show with Joe Torre every single night for 12 years. The pitch is slow. And so I'd look at the lineup, and I'd go out to him, and I'd say, you know, Joe, I had the same lineup when I was swimming you have up there. And he'd say, but John, is that a good thing? So here's the 1-1 to Teixeira with Jeter off first, 3 infielders on the right side. And the pitch outside. Fastball, the count 2-1. Well, the home run by Gardner, boy, I think that's amazing. Just amazing. But I'll tell you what it means in a moment. As Martinez will deal 2-1. Caught on a missed change away, and Teixeira went fishing. Well, Gardner's home run was the first hit of the game, brought to you by TriStateGMC.com. Visit TriStateGMC.com and find the pro nearest you and test drive one of our professional-grade GMC trucks or SUVs today. It'll be a 2-2. Swung on and pop foul. Third base side out of play. So the count holds 2-2.
And today's game time temperature was brought to you by American-made Peerless Boilers. Visit peerlessboilers.com to find a dealer near you. It is a freezing 81 degrees in Texas.
It is freezing in Dallas for, what is this, July 28th or so? Something like that. Now here's the 2-2. And the fastball's inside, 3-2. I never know the date.
It's 29.
Thank you. 29. I should know it because we're coming up on the trade deadline, the 31st. That's Thursday, and obviously in Boston on Friday will be August 1st. My goodness. Here comes the 3-2. Let's see if Jeter's going. He is. Pitch swung on and line deep down the right field line. It is a foul ball. Do you know that he missed a home run by maybe a couple of feet? That was a bullet right down the line and right on the wrong side of the pole. How do you like that? Though he just missed. Now Teixeira backs out. He'll see another 3-2 from Martinez.
Caught by a Yankee fan in the corner.
Yeah, right where the foul pole is. Just went on the wrong side. So it'll be a 3-2. Martinez has been banged around. Remember, the out by Ellsbury was a hard line drive right at the center fielder. Pitch, high ball four. So Teixeira is on. There's a fastball. He threw a fastball 3-2, but missed high. Here comes Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, to the mound.
And this is tough for 23-year-old Nick Martinez. He just saw them last week. He's not, when you talk to the Texas guys about Martinez, got good stuff, mostly fastball and change, but he hasn't pitched above A ball. And he's here. He wasn't even in spring training, and is here because their pitching staff has just been decimated, and there really, quite frankly, wasn't anybody else.
And he pitched so well against the Yankees, you would think the Yankees would hit him much harder, and they certainly have. Well, the walk to Teixeira was the first walk of the game. Just walk into any of City MD's many convenient locations. The breaking ball is inside to Beltran. Here's Carlos at 232, 12 homers, 35 RBIs. The middle three, it's not 3, 4, 5. With the Yankees, it's 4, 5, 6. Runners lead first and second, 1 out. Pitch is low inside. Anyway, those guys have to hit. In the final 2 months, there's a long way to go. If those 3 guys hit, the Yankees are going to fight for a playoff spot. If they don't hit, I don't see how they can make it. Teixeira, Beltran, McCann. Here's a 2-0 to Beltran. Swung on and popped up in the infield, right in back of the mound. And the second baseman, Odor, makes the catch. And there are 2 away. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Now, I'm not a batting average solely kind of guy. Power, or I'm an RBI guy. On base kind of guy. But however, you can't ignore the batting averages. Teixeira 234, Beltran 232, and McCann 240. I'm sorry, that won't get it done. Now, it would get it done if they'd all hit about 40 home runs. So, here's McCann with 2 on and 2 out, and the pitch is low on the count 1-0. Interestingly, they don't overshift, but they might as well. Andrews plays right in back of second, the shortstop. Odor is in the first base hole and way out on the outfield grass. Now Andrews does go on the first base side. Pitch is line, foul outside of first. But in truth, McCann will never get a line drive down the right field line because Aaron Sebia, the first baseman, is playing on the line. He just couldn't get over far enough to make the catch. 1-0 Yanks on Gardner's 13th and 3rd in 2 nights. And you have Jeter at second, Teixeira at first. It'll be a 1-1 to McCann. And the right-hander deals low inside. Now the count 2-1.
Hey, John, did you read what Yu Darvish said about Brett Gardner last night? Yu Darvish really has a great personality and is very warm and funny, great sense of humor. And when the writers went and said, well, what about Brett Gardner, a leadoff hitter, 2 home runs off you?
Now here's the 2-1. Swung on and grounded to Odor in right field. He throws to first for the easy out to end the inning.
And he said, well, I blame Mr. and Mrs. Gardner, his parents. I blame them for making such a great hitter.
Isn't that marvelous?
So great.
That's marvelous. Well, he hit another home run tonight, Brett Gardner. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left. Now the end of a half. Yankees 1, Texas coming to bat. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Been hitting well, hitting .385 with an RBI, 3 runs scored, 2 walks.
Here's McCarthy's 2-2, and he missed low outside, 3-2.
And he lost his job as leadoff hitter when they signed Shin-Soo Choo to a 7-year contract, and he hasn't done as well in the 2 spot.
Here's the payoff, and it's strike 3 on the outside corner. McCarthy nailing the corner at the knees. What a pitch. As he painted the corner. I'm going to look at that again. Just on the outside corner. So he painted the corner, and painting the corner brought to you by CertaPro Painters, because painting is personal. Well, 2 away on 2 strikeouts. And here is Alex Rios, the tall right fielder, hitting a .301, 4 homers, 43 RBIs. There's a strike on the outside corner. See, you wonder, Susan, how... I know Arizona has a terrible team. How badly could he have pitched in Arizona? This guy's a good pitcher.
Well, he is now that Larry Rothschild has straightened out his cutter, because all he was throwing was sinker ball, sinker ball, sinker ball.
The 0-1 is low on the count 1-1.
Because Arizona evidently thought the cutter was not effective for him and couldn't fix it, so they took it away. And if you're just going to throw sinkers, that's all you're going to throw. You're not going to get a lot of outs.
Here's the 1-1. And the pitch outside. If I'm a pitcher and I want to throw a cutter, no one can tell me not to throw it. I mean, now if you get beaten up and taken out of the rotation, well, that's another thing. Anyway, the Yankees are very lucky to get McCarthy.
Well, the thing that I did not expect from him...
2-1 is low, 3-1.
Did you expect all these strikeouts? You know, you hear a sinker ball pitcher before tonight, and he's already got 2 tonight. 18 2/3 innings, 17 strikeouts.
Terrific, absolutely. And, of course, just 3 walks. Well, here's the 3-1. Rio swings and lines one to left. Going back as Gardner, and the ball is off the scoreboard wall. Gardner, it stopped dead. The Gardner had to go to the wall to pick it up. It'd be a double anyway. So Rios doubles off the high faux Fenway left field wall. And here comes Beltre.
And that's a product of the count. 3-1 count. He had to come in with a strike, and he did. And, of course, we all know, everybody at home knows that everybody swings 3 and run. That was too good a pitch.
It's a funny thing. I don't know what it hit. It hit the scoreboard wall, and it stopped dead. It went straight down instead of banging off it, which you figure. Didn't matter. It was a double anyway. Here's Beltre at .323, 15 homers, 56 RBIs. And against Brandon McCarthy, he is 14 for 36 with a couple of home runs. So Rios at second, the tying run. Beltre, of course, the go-ahead run. And McCarthy deals, and the pitch low outside 1-0. Here's why you need a good hitter in back of a good hitter. The guy on deck, he's a left-hand hitter, and he's a young outfield prospect, Jim Adduci. But that's why you don't give Beltre a pitch he can hit. And he deals outside 2-0 because you figure that, you have a better chance to get Adduci. I don't want to knock Adduci. You figure you have a better chance to get Adduci out than Beltre. And that's basically why you need a great hitter in back of a great hitter. He'll be a 2-0. Rios off second with the tying run. Infield and outfield pretty much straight away. And the pitch low on the count 3-0.
Looking at that again, John, Rios' ball hit the bottom of the wall, which is why it went straight down. Hit the very bottom, just
stopped
down.
there.
Yep, just stopped.
Odd. Well, it'll be a 3-0 to Beltre. He probably is swinging if he likes it, and the pitch is outside, didn't get a chance. So McCarthy, frankly, did what I would do. Now here is Adduci, a left-hand hitter. He is 10 for 38. No homers and 4 RBIs.
I mean, while anybody is dangerous if they've got a bat in their hand, I think Brandon McCarthy did the right thing. If you've got a chance to not pitch to Beltre, bases open, go ahead. Adduci might hit a home run, but most likely it won't be his first home run off of McCarthy.
Runners lead first and second, and 2 out, and the pitch is strike. I once said to Skip Carey, Rick Camp was up, and I used the Russ Hodges line. I gave Russ Hodges credit, great Giant broadcaster, and he said, anyone's dangerous up there swinging a shillelagh. And Carey said, I guess he hasn't seen Rip Camp. Here's the 0-1 to Adduci. Runners lead off first and second, 2 out pitch. Grounded to first. Teixeira will take it himself. End of inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. Now at the end of 1 inning of play, it's 1-0 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Yankees baseball is brought to you by the New York State.
Update brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers on the web at searchmercedes.com.
Here is Zoilo. He's 4 for 28 in 3 truncated stops. Pitch is outside. In other words, he's been up, down, and up. He'll probably be going down soon. He's 4 for 28, a homer and an RBI. Switch hitter batting left. And the 1-0 is hit hard, but to Odor on one hop. Second baseman throws out Almonte to.
They're in the bottom of the fourth in Baltimore. The Angels lead the Orioles 4-3. Jared Weaver against Chris Tillman. Adam Jones just had his 20th home run. Seattle is leading Cleveland 4-0, top of the fifth. They are in Cleveland. Hisashi Iwakuma against Trevor Bauer, and Seattle, which was doing so well, is now 3-7 in their last 10. Amazing how streaky everybody has become.
Now 2-8, and here's Brendan Ryan, the righty-hitting second baseman tonight, and he takes a fastball strike. Ryan on the year, 12 for 57, no homers and 4 RBIs.
Bottom of the fourth in Detroit. White Sox and Tigers all tied up at 2. Jose Quintana against Anibal Sanchez.
Now here's the 0-1, and the pitch high, and the count 1-1.
Milwaukee leading Tampa 1-0. They're in the top of the sixth inning. They are at Tropicana. The Rays are 9-1 in their last 10. It's Matt Garza against Alex Cobb.
So the homecoming for Garza in Tampa. Pitch is a fastball high, 2-1.
Got a shutout through 5. Alex Cobb just gave up 1 run. That's all so far. Tampa's really playing great. Toronto has a 3-1 lead over Boston. In the bottom of the fourth, Colby Rasmus just had his 14th homer. Marcus Stroman against Ruby De La Rosa.
Now the pitch to Ryan is cut out and missed, and the count is 2-2.
Just underway in Kansas City, the Twins at Kansas City, and the Twins are 3-7 in the last 10. It's Kyle Gibson against Jamie Shields, and it's Jeff Samardzija against Scott Feldman in Houston.
Pitch low, 3-2.
And Marwin Gonzalez has hit a homer off of Samardzija, and Houston leads Oakland 1-0. They go to the top of the second.
Here the Yankees lead 1-0. The 3-2 to Ryan is swung on and hit in the air to right field. Drifting over is Rios toward the line to make the catch and end the inning. Susan will finish the scoreboard in the bottom half. Yankees down 1-2-3. Now at the end of an inning and a half, 1-0 Yanks. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. Now we go to the bottom of the second. Yanks have a 1-0 lead on the leadoff home run by that man again, Brett Gardner. Here is J.C. Arancibia, a right-hand hitter. Had the big blow last night, a 2-out, 2-run single on an 0-2 pitch in the fifth inning, the only inning in which Texas scored. And the pitch there is a strike. Arancibia, this is his 100th at-bat with Texas, and he's hitting 152. Yikes. And he got the game-winning hit. With 4 homers and 15 RBIs, got a lot of power, but does not make contact a lot. And McCarthy's 0-1. There's a breaking ball outside, 1-1.
We'll finish up quickly. Cincinnati is leading Arizona 2-0, bottom of the fifth in Cincy. Cincy's lost 9 out of 10. Philadelphia on homers by Grady Sizemore and Jimmy Rollins lead the Mets 2-0, top of the fifth at Citi Field. Cole Hamels against Dylan G.
1-1, grounded foul toward third, 1-2.
Bottom of the fourth in Miami, no score, Washington and the Marlins. Steven Strasburg against Henderson Alvarez. Miami's won 5 in a row. Top of the first in Chicago, Colorado leads the Cubs 3-0. Jorge De La Rosa against Edwin Jackson. Everything else later.
Thank you, Susan. Here is Arancibia. I don't know if he fouled the ball off his foot. I didn't see it, but kind of gingerly walking back in the box. Well, it'll be a 1-2, and the pitch is swung on and hit in the air to right field and deep and over the head of Almonte. It bangs off the wall. Almonte fires towards second, and the throw is offline. A double for Arancibia. A line drive that soared over the head of Almonte and banged off the right field wall that fronts the Tiger Stadium right field double deck. Looks exactly like Tiger Stadium. So there's a double by the old Tiger Stadium. There's a double by Arancibia. He's the tying run.
And you saw McCann set up down and in, and that was up and away, and he went with it and really just smacked it there. Now, Almonte had a chance. He had a chance to get him at second. Arancibia not that fast, and he is a catcher, of course. And Almonte just was threw the throw wild. I think he had a chance. If he had made that true on the base, they had a chance to get him at second.
Yeah, the ball banged off the wall back to Almonte. He had a good chance, and he threw a little offline. which is why you send runners. Here is Martin, and he swings and grounds one to first. He did the job. He got the runner to third. Teixeira steps on first. Leonis Martin was at 260, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. So a runner at third with one out. And here's the catcher, Robinson Chirinos, who is at 227, 9 homers, 29 RBIs. And Joe Girardi is doing something I love. He's bringing the infield up. Take a chance. The way the Yankees don't hit and don't score, you're not going to give up a cheap run. You shouldn't do it, even though it's so early. So the Yankee infield is all the way up to cut off the runner at home. Chirinos, a right-hand hitter, and the fastball's in for a strike.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit them at geico.com.
That'll be an 0-1. Aaron Sebia off third. Pitch is a sinker low inside, and the count 1-1. Of all the infielders, the only one who's back a little off the infield grass is Brendan Ryan for some reason at second. Everyone else up on the edge of the infield grass, and the pitch is low outside, and the count 3-1. The theory of not bringing the infield up and giving up a run is you don't want a ball to sneak through because you're up that close and then start a big inning. But, well, you have to take the chance. Now, here is the pitch to Chirinos. Grounded to short. They hold the runner. Cheetah throws to first. 2 away. Job well done. 2 outs. And that will bring up the lefty hitting second baseman. And that is Odor. Rugi Odor. It's Taco Bell Tuesday. Tonight's Yankees home run means the first 1,000 people that enter keyword flatbread at TacoBellHomeRunBlast.com will win a free AM Crunch Wrap from Taco Bell. Wake up and live Moss. Now, here is Odor, infield back at normal depth. 2 outs, a runner at third, the tying run, and the pitch is swung on and popped him up in the infield. Off third, Headley is calling. He makes the catch to end the inning. So McCarthy pitches out of a jam on the inning opening double. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And at the end of 2 innings of play, 1-0 Yanks. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Nissan's an
Go to the top of the third. The Yankees have a 1-0 lead. Brett Gardner will lead it off, and that's why the Yankees have a 1-0 lead. New York Yankees baseball presented by your Tri-State Audi dealers and the all-new Audi A3. Experience the uncompromised Audi A3 during the Summer of Audi event or visit them at TriStateAudiDealers.com. Gardner led off and hit a long home run to right center into the Texas bullpen, the north end of the bullpen, near the center field bleachers. His third homer in 2 nights. He has 13 homers, 46 RBIs. And there is a strike from Martinez.
We are coming to you live from the Sunoco broadcast booth. The Sunoco Free Fuel 5000. Get the decal, get spotted, and win. So far he's 4 for 6 and 3 homers and 3 RBIs in 2 games.
And the 0-1 fastball strike, and the count 0-2. You know, the old good news and bad news. Well, the good news with Gardner, he has 13 homers and 46 RBIs. The bad news is their leadoff man center fielder, or in this case left fielder, pitch is low inside, is second on the Yanks in home runs. I mean, that's terrible. And he is third in RBIs, and he's 2 RBIs away from the top.
Yeah.
And you don't want your leadoff man like that. You want your 3, 4, and 5 guys like that. Or in the Yankees' case, the way they bat him, 4, 5, and 6. Now here's the 1-2. Low inside as Gardner has to skip rope. And the count 2-2.
Martinez not throwing overly hard. He'll get 90-91. That was an 84-mile-an-hour breaking pitch. It has that great change. Big changeup, mostly fastball and changeup.
Now the 2-2 is a breaking ball low. Try to backdoor it. The count 3-2. Martinez, 17 games, 12 starts, 72 innings, 85 hits. This is coming in. 13 more hits than innings pitched. A terrible ratio of strikeouts and walks. He has 32 on both. And in 72 innings, given up 12 home runs. Now here is the 3-2. Swung on and line deep down the right field line. It is a base hit. Going to the right field wall. Rios fields there. Gardner into second with a double. Isn't he amazing? Brett Gardner, another extra base hit. A leadoff double. And lest I sound like the old broken record, now Yankees have to move him around.
It's really amazing what he has done. So now he's 5 for his last 7. And not little dribblers either. Not infield hits that he has to beat out. Just pummeling the ball all over the park.
He really is hitting it hard. Derek Jeter singled to center his first time. Jeter in this series has 4 hits. He's 4 for 5 and a walk. Now the right-hander Martinez ready to deal, and the pitch a strike. You know, Jeter has finally climbed to 280. Over the past couple of months, Jeter is hitting over 300. It'll be an 0-1. Gardner leads off second. Pitch. Foul back to the screen. And the count 0-2.
Great sign that some Yankee fans just held up. We drove 1,152 miles to say goodbye to the captain.
Great. Well, last night, I was blown away here where they had not one but 2 different standing ovations for Derek Jeter. One on his first time at bat and one on his last time at bat. Gardner off second. Jeter will try to hit the ball to the right side to get Gardner to third. It'll be an 0-2 from Martinez. And the pitch is hit on the ground too short. Gardner goes to third. The throw is in time. For Gardner, a no-no. He went to third with the ball hit in front of him. So Andrews threw him out. The play goes 6-5. Jeter safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, that is something. And Andrews didn't even look at first. Andrews knew that to throw right to Beltre. He did it immediately. See, that's an instinct play, and a good shortstop will always do that. He was a dead duck. I know you could say Andrews had to make a perfect throw to Beltre, but you have 2 really good fielders right there, Andrews and Beltre.
Yeah, and he was
out.
As close from shortstop to third base as can be. Well, here is Ellsbury with a runner at first and 1 out. Ellsbury hit it hard his first time, a line drive to center, caught by Martin. And the pitch, breaking ball outside, trying to backdoor breaking ball, 1-0. 1-0 Yanks on a first inning home run by Gardner. Now the right-hander ready to deal to Ellsbury. And the pitch is fouled at home plate. And the count 1-1. You know, Susan and I have. Well, first of all, we're on the air. In baseball, you play every day. We're on the air like 4 hours a night, every single day. And I know that we've said this 1,000 times. Now, Ellsbury and Gardner have been the most consistent Yankees all year. But it's not where I'm going with that. I'm going in a different direction, which I will get to right after. The 1-1. Cut on and grounded to first. The throw by Arancibia to short one. Back to first. Double play. Martinez took the throw. It's a 3-6-1 double play. And for a novice first baseman, Arancibia, his catcher's arm, he made a really nice play. So, how was I going to finish that? Well, the fact that Ellsbury and Gardner had become such fast friends. Like 2 buddies in the outfield, 2 great outfielders. So, a 3-6-1 double play, no runs, 1 hit. And no one left at the end of 2.5, 1-0 Yanks. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. Here we go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Yanks. Leadoff hitter Shin-Soo Choo leads off and hits a foul ball third base out of home plate, out of play. Choo struck out his first time.
For more on your local Ford dealer Summer Spectacular, where you can find the blockbuster deals of the year and the entire Ford lineup, visit a dealership or check them out online at tristateford.com.
McCarthy's 0-1 is a fastball inside, and the count 1-1. Fastball outside from McCarthy. So 2-1 on TUE. 3 infielders on the right side, and in the middle, Ryan, as you would expect, out on the outfield grass. He may be 7-8 steps out. The pitch is swung on and hit in the air to left field down the line. Gardner on the run toward the corner makes a fabulous catch. A fabulous catch. He went into a slide, and while on the ground sliding, he reached his glove out and made the catch inches from the field. What a terrific catch by Gardner.
And he also looked at where the wall was, how much room he had between the warning track and the wall, timed it perfectly, snow-coned it, and then slid on his wallet as he's going towards the wall.
Oh, what a catch.
Wow. What is going on with Brett Gardner? Wow.
He wants to be your star of the game.
Brandon McCarthy giving me a big hand, as well he should.
Oh, yeah, that's a double. Left-hand hitter. How did he get that ball? That was terrific. Oh, 1 away. Here's Andrews, and he takes a strike sinker on the inside corner, 0-1.
You know, the competition to be star of the game is really getting to a frenzied peak here, day after day.
That would be great if you had 18 straight of them. The
Wouldn't
pitch.
it be good?
Strike, sinker, strike. Good sinker fastball on the inside corner, 0-2.
You know, if you listen to Joe Girardi in the manager's show today, did I detect a little bit of excitement about Michael Pineda? I think I did.
Yes, the 0-2 is inside. He threw 45 pitches. He's going to start a real game and maybe throw 60 or 65 pitches. And so the clock has started on Pineda. He might be in the rotation in 2 weeks.
Mid-August, they're saying.
There's the 1-2. Hit on the ground towards second. Ryan fields and throws, and they're a 2-way. Don't sweat this season out. Go with Brute Antiperspirant and Deodorant for sweat and odor protection. Brute, the official shaving partner of the New York Yankees radio network.
And here's the best thing. It's not that he threw 45 pitches. I mean, that's fine. I could throw 45 pitches. But Joe said the reports were really good, that he was really throwing.
And don't forget, when he pitched for the Yanks early in the year, he was a dominating pitcher. And boy, they need him. Well, there are a 2-way, and there's a pitch low. The trade deadline is Thursday afternoon at 4 Eastern time. Am I right? 4
Yes,
Eastern
you
time?
are.
So I mentioned yesterday the 1-0 is cut on and missed by Rios. Now 1-1 to Alex, who doubled to left his first time, hitting the left field scoreboard wall. That'll be a 1-1. And the pitch swung on and hit foul down the right field line. Anyway, only minor deals have been done, but that's because, like in any labor negotiation, you wait to the nth hour to give your best offer, one way or the other. I think the Yankees will make a deal. What do you think?
Yes, I do.
I really think that. Maybe it's hope. I don't know.
Well, it'll come down. Somebody's going to blink.
The 1-2 just missed outside, 2-2.
Just think about this, and it did not work out for Seattle but remember the Cliff Lee deal? At the very last minute, John Daniels threw in Justin Smoke and that turned the deal around.
And little did Seattle know that Smoke. Here is the pitch. Hit hard on the ground, base hit left field. Past the dive of Headley in the shortstop hole. Gardner fires in, another hit for Rios. This is not to be unkind, but they envision Smoke to be, like Mark Teixeira, switch hitting first baseman with great power. And I would say that Smoke has had trouble hitting 220 in his Seattle career. 220. And I think last time I looked, he was about 210.
And he's been back and forth to AAA. It just you can't tell. You just don't know. You know, a lot of it is also, John, you don't know someone's heart. You don't know what they're going to be, how they're going to handle adversity, whether they're going to be able to do it mentally. Who knows?
pitch is a strike. Well, we mentioned about 1,000 times. Baseball is the toughest sport to scout. Beltre walked his first time. Now behind on the count 0-1. McCarthy clearly pitched around Beltre his first time with a runner at second, 2 out. Throw over. Nothing going on. When Ellsbury grounded into that 3-6-1 double play to end the third inning. Those were the 14th and 15th outs of the game, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Now here's the 0-1. Beltre leans away from an inside pitch, and the count 1-1. I don't think the Yankees will get any of them, but boy, there are a lot of great left-handers that everybody needs out there. Now, can you make a deal? David Price, John Lester, Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels, a bunch of them.
Let me take the one name off that list.
Here comes the 1-1 to Beltre, and the breaking ball low.
The Rays think they're going to win. They really do. They think they're going to win. Why would you trade David Price? It makes no sense to me. And by the way, he's still under their control for next year. He's got one more year of arbitration if they want to do that.
Yeah, my guess would be it depends, like anything else, what you're going to get back. Here's the 2-1. Line to right center field. There's a base hit. Going to third is Rios. Ellsbury throws to second. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. And that's why they pitched around Beltre the first time. So, nearest left-hand hitting Jim Adduci.
Well, pitch right down the middle did not break, and he can go down and get that sinker. He's not afraid of that. And that was the old hanging breaking pitch, and he got it right around the knees. Well, whatever you're going to get back for David Price, you're not going to get an ace. So if they think they're going to go for it, the window's closing on this group. Right. They're all getting older.
I didn't say they're going to trade him. I'm just saying that's why they would, depending on the deal. How can you give an opinion on a deal when you don't know who the players are? And even if you did, you wouldn't know who they are if they're in the minor leagues. Now here is Adduci, and he takes a breaking ball strike. With first and second and 2 outs in the first, Adduci grounded out to Teixeira. Now he bats with first and third, 2 out. Yankees with a 1-0 lead, bottom of the third. As McCarthy ready to deal, and the pitch is low on the count 1-1. Rios at third, the tying run. Beltre at first, the go-ahead run. Now the 1-1 lined up the middle. There's a base hit center field. Rios scores. Beltre to second. It's a base hit and an RBI for Adduci. And Texas has tied the Yankees at 1. And we pause 10 seconds for station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
FM New York.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman back at Globe Life Park in Arlington. The Rangers get 3 2-out hits, 3 2-out singles. Rios, Beltre, Adduci to tie the game. McCarthy threw a sinker to Adduci. I just saw the replay. Here's the pitch, cut on and foul tip by Aaron Sebia. And the sinker did move, but it moved in the middle of the plate instead of moving on the outside, and Adduci banged it up the middle. Aaron Sebia doubled to right his first time. Hit one off the wall and right. Pitch caught on and missed. Dropped by McCann and on to third goes Beltre. So I guess they'll call that a pass ball. No, it bounced in front of him. Bounced in front of him and kicked away. So it is a wild pitch that sends Beltre to third.
Well, you can see McCarthy trying to get that sinker that John just described that stayed in the middle of the plate. He's trying to get it down. Too much of a downward angle on that one. Bounced right in front of McCann.
So it'll be an 0-2 to Aaron Sebia. We're tied at 1, bottom of the third. Texas first and third, 2-out pitch. Half swing at a breaking ball. No swing, they say, and the count 1-2 on Aaron Sebia, a right-hand hitter. Now McCarthy is set, and the pitch is swung on. A high fly down the right field line. Almonte gives it a look, but it's over the sidewall. The runner at first, Adduci, was off with the pitch.
And this is going to be a kick for Adduci. I know he's only up here, and he knows he's only up here because there are so many injuries, but 29 years old, a career minor leaguer. A 29-year-old rookie out here. And he's played first, he's DH'd, he's played the outfield.
It'll be a 1-2 to Aaron Sebia with the go-ahead run at third, Beltre, and Adduci at first. And the right-hander deals, swung on and line to left field down the line. It's a base hit going to the left field wall. Beltre has scored. Adduci rounds third. He's coming home, and he will score. It is a 2-run double for Aaron Sebia, and Texas now takes a 3-1 lead.
Well, those pitchers staying in the middle of the plate, and they are right on them. And Larry Rothschild must see something because he's gone out to talk to. That was another hanging, breaking pitch. Boy, that started at the neck and broke right over the knees. And he was right on that. And so Larry Rothschild out talking to Brandon McCarthy. And Aaron Sebia, who, as John said, came in hitting 152, had the tie-breaking 2-run single last night. And here is 2 for 2, 2 doubles and 2 RBIs.
You know, McCarthy got the first 2 men out, Chu and Andrews, and then Rio singled, Beltre singled, Adduci singled for a run, and Aaron Sebia got his second double tonight. A 2-run drive. Texas takes a 3-1 lead, and here is Martin, the left-hand hitting center fielder. Aaron Sebia off second, and the pitch a strike with a fastball. It's 3-1, and don't forget the Yankees don't score a lot of runs. For example, last night they scored 2.
Yeah, the other thing is David Phelps last night had 2 outs when all the trouble started.
That'll be an 0-1 to Martin, who swings and misses in the count 0-2. But sometimes your offense has to pick up the pitcher. And McCarthy's had a very tough inning, but sometimes you got to go out and score 6 or 7 runs. It'll be an 0-2 to Leonis Martin. He's a left-hand hitter, and the pitch missed outside 1-2. McCarthy with 1 foot on the rubber, just staring in for the sign. And the pitch is swung on and hit in the air to right. Going back, Almonte in front of the track, stops and makes the catch to end the inning. However, a big inning for Texas. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 left. And at the end of 3 innings of play, 3-1 Texas on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
'66 and 101.9 FM WFAN New York.
Well, the Yankees come up here in the top of the 4th. They are trailing 3-1. 3 runs on 4 2-out hits with no one on in the bottom of the 3rd. Wendy's pretzel bun is back. Try the hot and juicy beef and bacon on the pretzel bacon cheeseburger, or for a limited time, go for the pretzel pub chicken with tender chicken and melty cheese at Wendy's. There's Teixeira, who walked his first time. Teixeira, Beltran, McCann coming up for the Yankees here in the top of the 4th. Right-hander Nick Martinez deals high. And we're underway.
Scoreboard update brought to you by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here.
Now the right-hander's 1-0. Swung on and grounded to first. Booted, but recovered, and the flip to Martinez is in time by Aaron Sebia. So the play goes 3-1, one away.
In Baltimore is a beauty. It's 6-5 now, Baltimore. They are in the top of the 6th inning. Jared Weaver still in there. Chris Tillman's pitched 5 innings and he's out. Josh Hamilton had his 6th homer. Adam Jones his 20th. Nick Markakis his 8th. 6-5 so far. Baltimore top of the 6th.
There's Beltran, who popped to second his first time. And the right-hander deals. There's a strike. Fastball up in the zone. 0-1.
Seattle is leading Cleveland 5-2. Bottom of the 6th. Mike Zunino had his 16th homer of the season. All tied up at 2 apiece. Chicago at Detroit.
0-1. Grounded toward the hole. Grabbed by Odor beautifully. Throws in time. What a play by Odor. He robbed a hit from Beltran as he flashed in the first base hole. Made a heck of a play. So there are 2 away.
And we've seen this from the young 20-year-old. We saw it in New York, and we've seen great plays by him in these first 2 games. I mean, he looks like a keeper, doesn't he?
He does. He looks like a pretty good hitter, too. Here is McCann, who grounded out his first time.
All tied up in Tampa Bay, 1 apiece. Milwaukee and the Rays.
McCann swings and lets a pop fly toward third. Beltre, only player on the left side, makes the catch. They can't make out fast enough. Just amazing. 1-2-3 against Nick Martinez. Susan will finish the scoreboard in the bottom half. 1-2-3, and at the end of 3.5 innings of play, 3-1 Texas on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. To the bottom of the 4th, the Rangers have a 3-1 lead, as Susan will complete the scoreboard.
Can't get it in fast enough to make it out.
I would guess so. They made 3 outs in about a minute.
Seattle leading Cleveland 5-2. They're in the bottom of the 6th in Cleveland. All tied up. White Sox and Detroit 2 apiece. Bottom of the 6th at Comerica. All tied up, as I said, Milwaukee and Tampa Bay 1-1. Bottom of the 7th. In Boston, Toronto leads the Red Sox 3-1. Colby Rasmus's 14th homer. No score in Kansas City. Twins and the Royals, top of the 3rd.
McCarthy deals, and Chirinos takes a pitch inside, 1-0.
And Marwin Gonzalez just had his 5th homer of the year, and Houston takes a 1-0 lead over Jeff Samardzija and the Oakland A's in the 4th. Scott Feldman going for the hometown Astros.
The pitch is grounded foul at home plate.
Cincinnati is leading Arizona 3-0. Top of the 7th there in Cincinnati. Trevor Cahill against Mike Leake. 6-0. Philly over the Mets. Top of the 7th. Jimmy Rollins, a solo home run. Grady Sizemore, a solo home run. And Chase Utley with a grand slam. Cole Hamels against Dylan G.
Here's the 1-1. It's grounded foul off third. That is the team that people are calling. They have so many guys who they might deal. Including maybe 3 pitches, including Papelbon. That we'll see. There'll be a 1-2 to the right-hand hitter Chirinos, and the pitch outside, 2-2.
Miami leading Washington 1-0. Bottom of the 6th. They're in Miami. It's a 3-1 lead for Colorado over the Cubs. Bottom of the 2nd at Wrigley Field. Everything else later.
Chirinos grounded a short his first time. He's a right-hand hitter. And the pitch is swung on and singled right up the middle to center field. Tall leadoff base hit for the Rangers. That is the 7th hit off McCarthy. Texas with a 3-1 lead as we play here in the bottom of the 4th. Here is Rougned Odor, Rugi they call him, who popped to third his first time. He is a left-hand hitter, a smallish hitter. What the Texas people say, he got a little bit of power in him, and the ball carries great in this ballpark. The pitch is low inside, and the count 1-0.
And this year, Ruge was listed as the #1 prospect in the whole Rangers farm system. He is the youngest active player in the major leagues, just 20 years old.
Now here's the 1-0. Pitch out, and the throw to second. They have Chirinos trapped. Cheetah throws back to first. He's out. So the play goes 2-6-3, and that removes the base runner. Now, maybe somebody missed a sign. Maybe it was supposed to be hit and run.
Well, it was a pitch out anyway, and, those are called from Tony Pena from the bench.
So it probably was a hit and run, and Odor didn't swing. So Chirinos was left out to dry. There's a breaking ball cut on and missed. And the count 1-2.
Yankees baseball presented by your Tri-State Audi dealers in the all-new Audi A3. Experience the uncompromised Audi A3 during the Summer of Audi event, or visit them at tristateaudidealers.com.
Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul at home plate. It is so unusual here in Dallas. I mean, this is news. Normally, honestly, it's 100 degrees or so. And 80 degrees, it's like a cold front. Boy, it's delightful, though. It'll be a 1-2 to the lefty hitting Odor. And the pitch swung on, a high pop to left, shallow toward the line. Gardner is there to make the catch, and they're two-way. Yankee bus pulled up, and we're walking in, and one of the security officers said to me, "Well, thanks for bringing the cold weather." I don't think I call it cold, but you get the idea.
And considering it was 97 degrees at 10 o'clock at night when the Yankees arrived the other night, it has dropped. It's 80 degrees now, so 17 degrees in 2 days. It's just dropped.
Now two-way, and the top of the order. Here is Shin-Soo Choo, a lefty hitter. And he cuts and misses, strike one. Choo struck out, and then he was robbed of a hit. He hit a fly ball down the left field line. Gardner raced toward the line, went into a slide, and made the catch just off the ground. Pitch is low. And the count 1-1. Another good crowd. They had, I think, 44,005 something last night for Derek. And the crowd is pretty good tonight. Now the 1-1. And that pitch outside. And the count 2-1. Here's McCarthy's 2-1, and it is popped up down the left field line. Foul. It's going to make the seats. Gardner gave it a look, but the ball's in the seats. So the count 2-2.
Well, and McCarthy now, his next pitch is going to be his 75th pitch. So we're in the fourth inning. So if he goes 5, if he starts getting people out, maybe he can go 6. But it looks like a 5 or a 6 inning start.
The pitch, a breaking ball low, and the count 3-2.
I bring that up because Joe Girardi talking about how you need length from these pitchers, or you're just going to blow out that bullpen.
Now McCarthy will deal 3-2. Hit on the ground to the middleman on the right side. Ryan, he fields and throws, not in time. Ryan couldn't get the ball out of his glove. I don't know if he bobbled it in his glove, but he didn't make the throw right away. And Choo, who runs well, beat it out. Let's see what they call.
Well, he sort of steadied it against his chest.
Well, it's one thing to play the Teixeiras and McCanns out on the outfield grass. But if you're going to play a guy like Choo, you better come up with the ball and throw. That's a long throw from out there. Choo beat the rep. Well, that would bring up Andrews. And he takes outside. Anybody here in the booth what they call that?
Well, I see an error just went up on the board.
So I guess they called Ryan's bobbling in his glove an error.
That's a tough error.
And it'll be a 1-0 to Andrews. Well, there is an error on the board, so. A runner at first with 2 men out. Bottom of the 4th. It's 3-1 Texas. In other words, if you're going to play that far out for a guy who can run or just runs okay, Andrews fouls at first base side, you have to make the play right away. He was out on the outfield grass, and that becomes a long throw to first. So TUE is on with 2 outs. It'll be a 1-1 to Andrews. And McCarthy will deal 1-1, and that's fouled at home plate. You count 1 and 2.
The other thing about that play is that he had to go towards second base to go in and get that ball. If he's just playing regular second base, he gets that ball. It's right to him. So sometimes the shift and all these little charts they've got, it taketh and it
giveth away. And there's a reason for it, too. Let's say the chart is built on this kind of pitch and you hit it there. Well, suppose the ball doesn't go there. The pitch, I mean. It's not that easy a game. throw to first base. Sometimes the pitch, instead of being on the inside corner, is in the middle. Or instead of the middle, it's on the outside.
Well, here's the other thing I'm thinking of. Not all second basemen or shortstops or third basemen are the same. Brendan Ryan, if he's playing a regular second base, he can get that ball. He's a really good fielder.
The 1-2 is lined. There's a base hit to right center field, and it's in the gap. Cut off by Almonte. On to third goes TUE. Holding it first with a base hit is Andrews. 8 hits off McCarthy, and the Yankees are lucky that hit and run failed at the beginning of the inning. So first and third, 2 out, and here's Alex Rios.
And everything is really up. McCarthy cannot get the ball down tonight, and that is his problem. And John, you talk about this with players. When they shift, they're basically out of position. These guys, Brendan Ryan's been playing the infield his whole life. And if he's where a regular second baseman is, he can get that ball. He doesn't need to be moved over. He's too good an infielder to have to do that.
Good point. First and third, 2 men out. And here's Rios, who has doubled and singled. A right-hand hitter. A very good hitter, 300 type hitter, who handles the bat very well. With Beltre on deck. And McCarthy deals. There's a strike with a fastball. And the count 0-1.
Maybe Rios having a little audition here. They're saying he's a name that could be dealt by Thursday. Got a single and double and a run score. He's up to 304 now.
Throw to first base. Back is Andrews. Is your real estate agent only showing you the listings they want you to see? Well, visit RE/MAX.com now and see all the listings in New York State. Nobody in the world sells more real estate than RE/MAX. Now, here's the 0-1. Cut on and missed. The count 0-2. Frankly, the Yankees can't afford to get any further down. They don't score enough runs. In fact, in this series, which is now a game and a half old, they've only scored 3 runs, all on solo home runs by Brett Gardner. In other words, the rest of the team hasn't scored a run. So, first and third, 2 out. McCarthy has to try to get Rios and keep the score 3-1. Pitch. Swung on, grounded foul off third. So the count holds at 0-2. Throw to first, and the back is Andrews. The runner at third is TUE. Now McCarthy is sent, and the 0-2 is fouled away. Andrews was running, so he has to come back. If you don't score a lot of runs, you can see this batting order. They have two big hitters in Rios and Beltre. And so you have to start your runners. And Ron Washington, I think, does that very well. He plays very much a running game. Running game isn't just steals, but starting your runners. Move them up. The runners lead. Pitch. Swung on and fouled down the right field line out of play. So the count holds at 0-2.
And what you see also from those players is that they can move runners. They're very adept with the ball, with the bat. They have really good bat control. They move runners.
Now the pitch is low. Andrews steals second. Yankees didn't play him. No one covered. And the reason for that is you don't want them to cover with a guy with good back control like Rios, because he'll hit a ground ball where you were, and that would be a run. So now a base hit would mean 2 for Andrews, his 21st steal. He's 21 out of 31. So when you look at it, this is a very big batter. Runners lead, second and third, 2 out. The 1-2 is fouled back to the screen. He is wearing out McCarthy.
And McCarthy very lucky, 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and they're up. So he just missed that. Rios is looking at his bat. It's like every time a player misses, they look at the bat. There's something wrong with it. That was waiting to be hit. That pitch. He's very lucky that didn't get hit.
So it'll be a 1-2. This, by the way, will be McCarthy's 88th pitch. So it looks like he wouldn't go any more than 5 anyway. Pitch is outside on the count 2-2. This is why an example, we gave it the other example a few innings ago. This is why you love to have a good hitter behind a good hitter, or in this case, a great hitter. If you have Beltre behind Rios, you really want to walk Rios? You don't want him to get a hit, though. It'll be a 2-2, so you try to make the best pitch you can. Runners lead second and third. Pitch is hit on the ground is short. Jeter fields and throws across to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left. And now the end of 4, 3-1 Texas on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network driven
in New York.
We go to the 5th inning. Yankees trailing 3-1, 10-second station ID. Well, here we go to the 5th. Chase Headley takes outside a sinker. John Sterling, Susan Waldman back at Globe Life Park in Arlington, and the Yankees down 3-1 as the right-hander Martinez now deals 1-0, and the pitch low 2-0.
Recovery Room Health Update sponsored by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here. Good news on Michael Pineda, who threw 45 pitches in a simulated game today. Next stop, a real game. They're deciding where. That'll be Sunday.
There's a strike. Well, Texas just shifted. 3 infielders on the right side for Headley. Beltre is playing midway between third and second. Headley bluffed a bunt. If he would bunt down third, if he was able to do it, it'd be a hit. Pitch. Fastball strike. And the count 2-2. Headley fly to left his first time. A switcher to batting left. Bottom third up for the Yanks. Headley, Almonte, and Ryan. And the 2-2. Swung on and line to left center field. There is Martine to make the catch 1 away. I have one thing to say about Nick Martinez. In the last start against the Yankees and this one, he's now pitched the equivalent of a full game. Actually, he's pitched 9 2/3 innings. He's given up 1 run and 6 hits. The 1 run, Gardner's home run to lead off the game. Isn't that amazing? So 1 away. And that'll bring up Almonte. And the breaking ball low, 1-0. Here's the 1-0, and that pitch inside of Zoilo. The count 2-0. Yankees trailing 3-1. We're in the top of the 5th with 1 out, no one on a very lovely evening down here in Dallas, or just outside of Dallas. Here's the 2-0. Fastball outside, 3-0.
And this is his second straight start against the Yankees. There was no team in between. The time before at Baltimore, he lost. The score was 8-3, went 5 innings, giving up 8 runs on 7 hits. But the fastball and the curve, then he's now starting to throw in that changeup. He's really got them fooled. I told you he was a shortstop at Fordham from Miami.
The pitch there is a strike. 3-1 on Almonte.
And he told me that his college coach at Fordham was in the stands with his parents, and all his college buddies were out in the bleachers. All his teammates out there when he pitched at the stadium.
3-1. Foul straight back, and the count 3-2.
When he was at Fordham, he did go to Yankee games. He told me he became a Yankee fan. He obviously wasn't when growing up. He's from Hialeah, outside of Miami. And got to Fordham and would go to Yankee games with his buddies. They were all there at the stadium last time out.
And he's ready to deal the payoff pitch to Almonte. Strike 3. Breaking ball, strike 3. So there are 2. A good comeback from 3-0. Now with 2 down, here's Brendan Ryan. Well, fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 8th, when the Yankees take on the Indians. And the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees t-shirt, courtesy of Living Language. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Ryan, fly to right his first time. Martinez first strikeout. Ryan swings and misses. Here's the 0-1. Cut on him, missed. And the count 0-2. Don't you wonder what mystery pitch Martinez is throwing? I mean, Gardner began tonight with a home run, and the Yankees haven't scored since. Not only haven't they scored, they haven't threatened since. And here's the 0-2. Fastball decks him. And the count 1-2. Threw the pitch up and in, but shoulder high. You're allowed to do it shoulder high.
Well, he'd been throwing down and away, down and away. And just change the angle.
There'll be a 1-2 to Ryan. And Martinez deals inside. And the count 2-2.
93. He got that 93 mile an hour fastball, and he wanted that call in the inside corner. It's too far in.
Here's the 2-2. Strike through his call. Good sinker inside corner. So he didn't have a strikeout. Now he struck out the last 2 men. And he has retired 8 in a row, good for 9 outs. Double play involved. 3 up, 3 down at the end of 4.5. 3-1 Texas on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. Well, we go to the bottom of the 5th, and being the 5th inning, it's post time. We bring in George King from the New York Post. The New York Post brings you the best sports in town every day. Here is Adrian Beltre to lead off against McCarthy. Texas with a 3-1 lead, probably McCarthy's last inning, as he deals inside to Beltre. I think that was his 90th pitch, so probably his last inning. Beltre has walked and singled. And the 1-0 cut on and pop foul to play. Well, you know, George, I say all the time that, you know, we're on every single night and we broadcast for about 4 hours every night, and you wind up saying the same things, and I think you understand that. But here's another example of the Yankees not hitting.
Yeah, this has been going on since the beginning of the season, really, and I think people are naive to believe it's going to stop.
Now here's the 1-1. Swung on a high pop in back of second. Jeter is there and makes the catch, 1 away.
Here's the problem, and this is what I really think, George. They could get anybody in here. They could get a bat they could bring Babe Ruth in here. If the rest of the people that were signed to hit home runs and to drive in runs don't hit, I don't think it matters who they bring in.
No, it doesn't. And it comes back to Beltran. It comes back to McCann. And that has not been a productive duo since we got out, started the season. So if they don't hit, and it's now 4 months, they're in trouble.
There's a strike. And by the way, even though he's had enough power because of the injuries, Teixeira is hitting in the 230s.
Yes, and I think over the past couple of years, he's sacrificed average for production.
Now here's the 0-1. A left-hand hitter hits a ground ball to second. Ryan throws to first, and there are a two away. Well, what do you hear? I mean, we have 2 outs and no one on now. The trade deadline is in a day and a half. Did you? Not that you would hear anything, but have you?
What you're hearing is that the price on elite players that there aren't a whole lot of out there is enormous, and that the pitching it comes with strings. It comes with questions in Cliff Lee's elbow. It comes with money on Cole Hamels. It comes with where they're going to trade, if they're going to trade David Price. It's if until Friday at 4:01 or Thursday at 4:01.
And here's Aaron Sebia. And the pitch is swung on and into the air to right and deep. Back goes Almonte. He's on the track. He's near the wall, and he could not make the catch. It's a home run for Aaron Sebia. Here in Dallas, they have a wall in front of the wall. And Almonte leaped, couldn't make the catch, and the ball fell between the 2 walls. So a home run for Aaron Sebia, his 5th of the year, and Texas now has a 4-1 lead.
And unbelievably, he is 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs tonight. I know he came in batting 152, George. Well, you keep throwing sinkers that sort of stay up over the middle of the plate, down the middle of the plate, and they're going to get hit out.
Well, if you remember, he hurt the Yankees as a member of the Blue Jays.
Yes,
he does have home run power.
Here's Martin, and he dribbles a weak ground ball to the mound. McCarthy throws to first to end the inning. A 1-run, 1 hit. What a night for Aaron Sebia. Double home run. 1 run, 1 hit, no one left. Thank you, George, at the end of 5. 4-1 Texas on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
6 and 101.9 FM, WFAN, New York.
Now we go to the top of the 6th. I sound like a broken record to myself, as every night I'm saying, well, the sands of time are running out on the Yanks. It's getting late. Anyway, the Yanks trail 4-1. And here is Gardner. And without Gardner, the Yankees would not have scored a run in this series. And he had 2 home runs last night in the 4-2 loss. He had a solo job tonight to lead off the game. And then he doubled next time. But the Yankees have not aided or abetted Gardner. 4-1 Texas as we hit the 6th. Gardner 2 for 2. He has 2 of the 3 Yankee hits. Pitch is hit hard. Base hit over first. Down the right field line. Rolling to the right field corner. It'll be an extra base hit. Rios fields and Gardner holds at second. Very fast fielding in the corner by Rios. Or, Gardner would have gone to third. So Gardner, a homer and 2 doubles. He has 3 of the Yankee 4 hits. Could someone else get a hit? Please.
George King just called him Babe Gardner, so we're going to start calling him Babe from now on. Got a home run and 2 doubles right now. Holy cow. The scoreboard update is brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. All tied up in Baltimore, 6 apiece, Angels and the Orioles. They are in the bottom of the 7th at Camden Yards.
Now here's the captain. He has the other hit. He's 1 for 2, and he has 4 hits in the series. And Gardner has at least 5 hits in the series. And look at my scorecard from last night. So Martinez will deal to Jeter. And the pitch inside 1-0.
Well, Chicago's just scored 7 runs in the top of the 7th inning, and they now lead Detroit 9-2. Back-to-back homers. Guess who? Jose Abreu, number 31, and Adam Dunn.
Now here's the 1-0 to Jeter. Gardner leads off second. And the pitch is low outside. A throw back to second. And Gardner is back.
Now, Chirinos has 21 caught stealings. And that's second in the major leagues. And Chirinos, until he started working with first base coach here, Benji Molina, when he got here, was not a great defensive catcher.
There'll be a 1-1 to the captain, and the pitch is grounded off the glove of Martinez, picked up by Andrews, who throws to first in time. Beautiful play by Andrews, because Andrews was moving up the middle. That's where the ball was hit. Joe Girardi's going to come out and protest it. So Andrews, who was going up the middle, had to stop and go back towards short, picked it up and threw off balance, and apparently just nipped Jeter. I haven't seen a replay.
Well, that's not a good angle that we see, but Elvis Andrews picks it up barehanded and just slings it across the base. And he's going to say that his foot is off the bag, and it is.
It is.
Yep.
Oh, they can't miss. Now, the Yankees have something going. I promise you that Jeter's going to be on.
Yep.
And I shouldn't promise that, but his foot, that's what it was. Aaron Sevia's foot was off the bag, and it was noticeably off the bag. I mean, anyone could see that. It was, in other words, there was an inch or two of open space between his foot and the bag. So,
and this instant replay review is brought to you by Melrose Credit Union. Take a minute to review your mortgage with Melrose Credit Union. Melrose Credit Union, you can get there from here.
Well, that's an easy one. That's why the crowd roared, because you can see his foot off the bag. So the Yankees will have a runner at third and one out, or have first and third and no one out, trailing 4-1. Well, it's a big decision. Aaron Sevia's foot was off the bag just, but open. You could see the open area way before he caught the ball. So Jeter will be at first. Let's see how they score it. I figure it's a base hit. So they don't have first and third. Gardner held at second with the ball hit in front of him. So Gardner goes back to second, and the Yankees have first and second. And that is an infield hit. Do you know in this series, Gardner has 6 hits, and Jeter now has 5. And tonight they have all 5 of the Yankee hits. Oh, the Yankees have 2 on and no one out. Here's the tying run, Jacoby Ellsbury. And the right-hander deals outside 1-0.
Toronto is leading Boston 3-1. Bottom of the 8th, they are at Fenway Park. Minnesota leading Kansas City 1-0. That's the top of the 5th. And all tied up, Oakland and Houston one apiece, bottom of the 5th.
Right-hander Sean Tolleson is warming up in the Rangers bullpen. And the pitch, a high pop off third. Beltre gives it a look, and he leans and makes the catch. He just had enough room to lean over the barrier in the Yankee dugout and make the catch. So there's 1 out on the pop up to third.
Cincinnati leading Arizona 3-0. Top of the 9th. They are in Cincy. Philly leading up on the Mets at 6-0. Bottom of the 9th at Citi Field. Miami leading Washington 1-0. Top of the 8th. It's a 3-1 Colorado lead over the Cubs. Everything else leading.
Here's Mark Teixeira. He's the tying run with 2 on and 1 out. I mean, it sounds very simplistic, even to me. The Yankees need a base hit. They got to get back in this game. First and second, 1 out. And the pitch hits inside, almost hit him. Why, Ellsbury, after that pop-up, boy, was he annoyed at himself. He probably felt he could have hit Martinez's pitch. But he popped it off to third, and it just was close enough for Beltre to lean over the guardrail in the Yankee dugout and make the catch. So it'll be a 1-0 to Teixeira. It's 4-1 Texas. We're in the top of the 6th. So Mark is the tying run. And the 1-0 is low outside. The count 2-0. Martinez has only thrown 73 pitches. Three infielders on the right side, and they're all in the infield because the double play is in order. Gardner at second, Jeter at first. And the pitch is a bouncer. It gets away, and the runner's going to move up. Well, if Teixeira or Beltran get a base hit, the Yankees would trail by 1. So second and third, that's a wild pitch. So second and third, 1 out, and a 3-0 count on Teixeira.
And Chirinos going out to talk to Martinez. He threw that straight down into the ground.
Here are a couple of big at-bats. The Yankees trail 4-1. They get to 4-3 if either Teixeira or Beltran can get a base hit. They have Gardner at third, Jeter at second. 1 out here on the top of the 6th. Now Teixeira will look at a 3-0 pitch. And the pitch is outside. So bases loaded, 1 out. And here is Beltran. That is the second walk given up by Martinez. Both times to share it. And here's pitching coach Mike Maddox to the mound. Maddox has a habit. Instead of, he doesn't have a glove or anything, he puts 2 fingers over his mouth when he talks like this. Well, it's easy to do. I'm putting 2 fingers over my lips, and I'm still talking.
But he's a very soft-spoken man. He always has one hand on the pitcher's shoulder.
So I guess you can't read lips, I guess.
Yeah. So
bases loaded, 1 out. The tying runs are on base, and Beltran the go-ahead run. Texas with a 4-1 lead here in the 6th. Beltran 0 for 2. And the right-hander Martinez now deals. Hit hard. Base hit. Off the glove of Arancibia to shallow right. As Gardner scores, Jeter scores. Teixeira goes to third. It is a base hit. And a couple of ribbies for Carlos Beltran. And the Yankees trail 4-3. It made it even better that Arancibia got a little bit of the glove on it because it slowed the ball going to right field. That enabled Teixeira to go to third.
Just off the end of the glove, and that really is the difference between having a catcher playing first base and having a first baseman play first base. Arancibia's done a great job, but if he takes one more step before he dives, he probably smothers that ball.
So Beltran now has 37 RBIs. The tying run is at third. The go-ahead run is at first with 1 out. And here is McCann. That's a big hit by Beltran. So Texas lead is now 4-3. And the Yankees can tie the game with a ground ball or fly ball pitch. Swung on and line to center field. Martin makes the catch. Here comes Teixeira. Here comes the throw home. Cut off. It's a sac fly. And an RBI for McCann. And the Yankees have gotten off the deck to tie the game at 4.
And how many times have we been saying my kingdom for a fly ball with 1 out? And there it was.
So here is Headley, and the Yankees have tied the game. Double Jeter, double Gardner, single Jeter. Walk Teixeira, 2-run single Beltran. Sac fly McCann. We're tied at 4. McCann gets his 46th RBI. Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 9th. The Yankees take on the Indians. The first 18,000 guests, 14 and younger, will receive a Brian McCann Fathead, courtesy of the Learning Experience. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. The pitch is low outside. Another count 1-0 on Headley. Pitch outside, so 2-0 now on Headley. Headley's fly to left, fly to center. Almonte, the on-deck hitter. Now the right-hander deals, and the pitch low, and the count 3-0. There'll be a 3-0 to Chase. And the pitch, there's a strike. Beltran, the runner at first with 2 outs. If you want to run, this is a great pitch to hit and run on. You figure it's a strike, and Headley will hit it. And if it's not a strike, it's ball 4. Now, let's see if Beltran runs. He does not. The pitch is a strike. A good thing he didn't run. Fastball strike up and on the outside. Well, now he will run. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Way up and on the outside part of the plate. If Headley was ready for it, that's a great pitch to just go the opposite way with. Big hole by third base.
There'll be a 3-2 to Headley. And there goes Beltran. Pitch is outside, ball 4.
And here comes Ron Washington.
Second visit to the mound. That's all for Martinez.
And as Ron Washington comes out, this call to the bullpen is brought to you by your Tri-State Ford. He's actually out of the Dodger organization, but he is a Dallas native and actually went to Baylor. Tollison, 2-1, 3.22 ERA, 15 1/3 innings, 38 hits, so that's good. 18 runs. He has given up 9 home runs, 20 walks, and 48 strikeouts. Batters hitting .210 off of Tollison. He does throw very hard. Hard fastball, hard slider.
And here is Almonte with 2 on, 2 out, and a tie game at 4 in the 6th. A switcher to batting left. And the pitch is line, a base hit to center field. Beltran rounds third. He'll score. Holding at second is Headley. It's a base hit and an RBI for Zoilo. And the Yankees now take a 5-4 lead.
Well, that was really see the ball, hit the ball. First pitch, fastball, and just went right with it. Hit it right up the middle.
So the Yankees have scored 4 in the inning to take a 5-4 lead. They batted around. And here's the 9th batter, Brendan Ryan. And he bats with Headley at second, Almonte at first. Almonte's second RBI of the year. And it gave the Yankees a 5-4 lead.
And as soon as Beltran came around to score, up came Larry Rothschild to the phone, to the bullpen.
Now here's Ryan. And the pitch outside, 1-0. 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Giants running back David Wilson undergoing testing after leaving practice early today with a neck stinger. Ruben Randall sat out with an injured hamstring. More later on WFAN and WFAN FM New York.
Now here's the 1-0. Pitch is low, sinker low inside. John Sterling, Susan Waldman at Globe Life Park in Arlington. The Yankees coming in the inning down 4-1, have scored 4 times. They take a 5-4 lead and have Headley at second. And Almonte at first. It'll be a 2-0 to Ryan. The 9th batter to bat in the inning. The Babe is on deck. And there's the 2-0. Swung on and line deep to left center. On the run, Martin. He'll never get it. Over his head, going all the way to the wall. Headley scores. Almonte scores. It is a 2-run double for Brendan Ryan. The Yankees finally break out as they have scored 6 runs in the inning, and they take a 7-4 lead.
And jumping right on that fastball, which is up and pretty straight, actually. You look at it, it might be 95 miles an hour. He's tried to sink it, but when it sunk, it was right knee high. Very easily able to be.
So now we can give you Martinez line. Now the Yankees have a 7-4 lead, and here is Gardner, who led this off with a double over the bag at first. Gardner has homered, doubled, and doubled. Last night, he had 3 hits, so he has 6 hits in the 2 games. A runner at second, Ryan, and the pitch is inside. Ryan collects his 5th and 6th RBIs of the year. Oh, what an inning. And the balls are all hard hit. That was really hit. Way over the head of Martin to the center field wall. Now here's the 1-0. And the breaking ball low, and the count 2-0.
And Matt Thornton is now up in the Yankees pen. And the last time when Martinez pitched at the stadium, he went 5 1/3 innings, and it was 5 1/3 when all the trouble started from, when Teixeira walked and Beltran got the 2-run double. He had a couple of guys on, but it had 5 1/3 when he really lost it. Same as at the stadium.
Now here's the 2-0 coming to Gardner. And the pitch. There's a strike in the count 2-1. Gardner had 2 homers and a single last night. And tonight he has a homer and 2 doubles. Oh, that's pretty good. And Derek Jeter has 5 hits in the 2 games. Now here's the 2-1. And the pitch is off the outside corner. Try to backdoor it. And the count 3-1 on Gardner. Jeter on deck. The Yankees have scored 6 in the inning. Boy, that's a long time between cups of coffee. And they have a 7-4. That'll be a 3-1 to Gardner. Ryan leads off second. And the pitch swung on and hit in the air to right center. On the run is Martin, and Rios makes the catch as they come together. Oh, the ball was dropped, and Gardner races all the way to third. Didn't you think Rios caught that ball in front of the center fielder Martin? I thought so. And the ball went off his glove and rolled to the wall. So Gardner, let's see how they score it. Another run scores in Brendan Ryan. And we take a look at it again. It went off his glove and it hit Martin on the head. It went off the fingers of Rios' glove and it hit Martin in the head and went behind him to the wall. I would call it a triple for Gardner. Isn't that amazing?
And that's, Rios is yelling, I've got it, I've got it. We can't see Martin. The center fielder's got to take charge there, but Rios had that ball. And then when he saw Martin come right behind him, it went off his glove. But if Martin gets out of the way, Rios has that ball. But Martin should call for it. He is the center fielder.
Now here's Jeter. And the pitch is strike. And one more thing. Gardner has a homer, 2 doubles, and a triple, and he is a single away from the cycle. It is a triple for Gardner and an RBI.
No, it's a 3-base error.
Oh, they called it an error?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't put it up yet.
Well, 3-base error, no RBI.
Here is Jeter, and he fouls it back to the screen. Yankees have scored 7 in the inning and take an 8-4 lead. Well, if they called it an error, they haven't put it up on the scoreboard.
Well, he did.
Jeter singled in this inning back when. That was the infield single where the ruling was overturned. Jeter fouls at first base out of play. Well, you're right. They did put up the error. So, unfortunately, Gardner doesn't get a triple. There's no question that Rios was going to make the catch, and maybe he pulled up when Martin was right next to him. So it hit off the fingers of his glove, and it hit Martin on the head. So Gardner leads off third. No RBI, but the Yanks have an 8-4 lead pitch. He struck him out swinging to end the inning. What an inning for the Yankees. 1, 2, 5. The Yankees score 7 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. And now, at the end of 5.5 innings of play, it's 8-4 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. Well, here's the line on Martinez. 5 2/3, 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. And the Yankees scored 7 in the inning and have an 8-4 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. McCarthy begins the bottom of the 6th, facing the right-hand hitter Chirinos. Well, the Yankees just scored their 6th run of the game. This is a couple of runs ago, which means you get 50% off your regular menu price order tomorrow at papajohns.com. Just enter the promo code Yankee6. Promo code Yankee6. Breaking ball strike to Chirinos. Underway, bottom of the 6th. The Yankees score 7 in the top half go from 4-1 down to an 8-4 lead. Chirinos 1 for 2, a right-hand hitter, and he hits a fly ball to right. Almonte drifts back 3 or 4 steps to make the catch one away. There aren't a lot of guarantees I can give you in life. I'll give you one guarantee. Betances will pitch the 8th and Robertson will pitch the 9th. And you can say, well, you think the Yankees want this win? Oh, baby, do they want this win. And they've lost 3 in a row.
Adam Warren is now up in the Yankees pen in case McCarthy can't get through this inning. And McCarthy at 98 pitches now. Thornton was up last inning. Now it's Adam Warren.
Now one away. Here is the second baseman, Rugi Odor. And there's a strike right on the outside corner, 0-1. And the pitch is inside, and the count 1-1. 1 out, no one on. We're in the bottom of the 6th. It is 8-4 Yanks. Now McCarthy deals. The pitch a little low. And the count 2-1.
Yankees baseball presented by your Tri-State Audi dealers in the all-new Audi A3. Experience the uncompromised Audi A3 during the Summer of Audi event or visit them at tristateaudidealers.com.
Odor fouls one third base out of play. Now the count 2-2. Just saw that play again. The 2-2 is grounded foul. Rios was going over. His glove was open. He was ready to make the catch. Probably, and I'm just guessing, at the last second he probably felt the presence of Martin and kind of pulled up. So it went off the fingertips of his glove, and then it hit Martin in the head and rolled to the wall. The 2-2 struck him out swinging, and there are a two-way.
Well, this would be really good for McCarthy to go out on a good note. This has been the most he has struggled. That was he got away with a breaking pitch that started about at the neck and ended up right about the thigh high.
Well, McCarthy, the starting pitcher's pitch count is now 104, and that's brought to you by the New York State Smokers Quit line. Call 866-NY-QUITS or go to nysmokefree.com for help quitting smoking today. TUE, the leadoff hitter, fouls it back in the count 0-1. Yankees with an 8-4 lead, 2 outs, no one on here in the bottom of the 6th. TUE 0-4-3 reached on an error once. And the pitch, a fastball outside, and count 1-1.
And if he gets him here, then you could have that could be it, and then you go to Warren, Betances, and Robertson.
I don't think there's any question about it. Now here is the 1-1 grounded foul outside of first. Well, you have to admit, that explosive Yankee inning we haven't seen for a long time.
No, that's the most runs they've scored in an inning all year. Something.
The pitch to TUE is grounded to the right side. Headley is there, and he throws to first to end the inning. The play goes 5-3, but it was basically a ground ball to second. So McCarthy has a 1-2-3. Another good job by Brandon. And at the end of 6 innings of play, it's 8-4 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
And 1019 FM WFAN New York.
Well, the hard-throwing right-hander, Roman Mendez, comes on to face the Yankees in the 7th. I'll give you Tollison's numbers when I add them up.
And Mendez, he started his career 8 straight scoreless appearances, matching Alexei Ogando in 2010 for the club record. Listen to these numbers. Lefties hit 2 for 18 off him. That's 111. Righties 1 for 17. 8 games, no record. No ERA, 5 walks and 6 strikeouts. And just don't hit off him. No ERA in 8 games. And he'll face Ellsbury, Teixeira, and Beltran here in the top of the 7th.
So Tallison went 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. The Yankees have an 8-4 lead as we hit the 7th. Yankees saw Mendez in New York, a right-hander who throws very hard. Well, the Yankees have an 8-4 lead as Ellsbury digs in. And the pitch is outside, 1-0.
Mendez just turned 24 a couple of days ago from San Pedro de Macorís. I wonder if he started as a shortstop.
Had to. The 1-0 pitch low. That's the cradle of shortstops, San Pedro de Macorís. Ellsbury is 0 for 3 on the evening. Now here's the 2-0. That pitch low in the count 3-0.
You know, Mendez was a Red Sox farmhand, and this is how the Red Sox got Jarrett Saltalamacchia for Ramon Mendez.
The 3-0, and that pitch is low and in. So Ellsbury is on with a 4-pitch walk and a good start for the Yankees 7th.
Roman, not Ramon. In-game box score is brought to you by McGladrey. Experience the power of being understood for the Yankees. They have 8 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. They have left 3 on base. For the Rangers, 4 runs on 9 hits. They also have made an error, and they have left 6 on base.
Here is Teixeira, 0 for 1 and 2 walks. 3 infielders on the right side. And the pitch is inside, and the count 1-0.
Start him out that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Mendez was a starter when he was in the Red Sox organization, and as soon as they got him over here, they moved him to the bullpen.
Ellsbury's short lead, and a throw over, and again Jacoby jumps on back. There'll be a 1-0 to Tex, and the pitch is high outside. You know, he hasn't thrown a strike. If I'm right, I know I'm right. 6 straight out of the strike zone. He walked Ellsbury on 4. So his catcher, Robinson Chirinos, goes out to talk to him.
They do a lot of patting on the shoulders in this organization. Patting on the back, patted him on the chest.
And Mendez was saying to him, if I could read that right. Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
He did. Okay, we did read that.
That'd be a 2-0 to Teixeira. Now the right-hander is set, and the 2-0. Mayer's a strike on the outside corner of the knees, 2-1.
That's what he told him. Throw a strike.
Good thinking. Good thinking. Yankees with 7 in the 6th have an 8-4 lead. Now the right-hander will deal 2-1. First to throw to first to check on Ellsbury. Now Mendez is set to go. It'll be a 2-1 to Teixeira. Caught on him. And the count 2-2. Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, August 10th, when the Yankees take on the Indians. The first 25,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cowboy hat courtesy of Pepsi. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. There'll be a 2-2. And Mendez deals high outside, 3-2. So let's see if Ellsbury is going. He should be. First of all, the Yankees have a 4-run lead. You can roll the dice a little easier with a 4-run lead. And Ellsbury has great base stealing speed, so I expect him to be off. It'll be a 3-2 from Mendez. And the pitch, line foul down the right field. Oh, he hit that hard. Ellsbury was off. He'll have to come back.
Teixeira shaking his head. He was a little early on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, the Yankees don't have a batter who hits more great foul balls than Teixeira. He's just a little too quick. And as they say, if you run on one, you run on them all. There's nothing he can do about it. He has to throw a strike, or you can walk to the next base. Now, Mendez is set, and it'll be a 3-2 to Teixeira. And the pitch is inside, so Teixeira walks. And you know that Ellsbury wasn't running? I want someone to explain that to me, but unimportant. So Mike Maddox trots to the mound, and the Yankees have 2 on and no one out. Beltran will be the batter. Yankees trying to blow this thing open. They do have an 8-4 lead. So Maddox is on the mound talking to Chirinos and Mendez. Ron Culpa, the home plate umpire, goes out to break it up.
And this is Mendez's 5th game since being called up. He had 25 games at Round Rock. That's their AAA team. He had 3 saves. He had great numbers there. But he did have 12 walks and 30 strikeouts. ERA of 4, however.
Well, here's Beltran, who had a big 2-run hit last inning. Batting left-handed against the righty Mendez. 2 on and no one out on back-to-back walks. Boy, Mendez takes a long time. Pitch is a strike. I'll tell you where he takes a long time. When he comes set. And it's like, standing on the foul line too long, or standing over a putt, or your second serve. I would think he's freaking himself out more than the batters. Now it'll be an 0-1 to Beltran. And the pitch is lined to right center field. It is a base hit. Runners had to hold up, so the bases are loaded with 1 out. It was a long line drive, and so just on the thought that Rios might catch it, the runners held. So another hard single for Beltran. I know that we sound hopeful. Well, I guess we are. But Beltran really has been hitting the ball better. So has McCann. And the Yankees have the bases loaded, no one out. And here is McCann.
There just weren't enough hits by McCann and Beltran. Starting to hit them harder. We notice it when they hit home runs, though, because supposedly that's what they're signed to do.
Now, bases loaded, no one out. McCann 0 for 2, but with a sac fly for Ribby last inning. And the Yankees, let's face it, have a chance to blow this thing wide open. Bases loaded and no one out. 2 walks and a hard single. And the pitch cut on and fouled off McCann's foot at home plate. Now the count 0-1.
There's a fine line, John, I would think, between what Ron Washington is doing. There's nobody up in the bullpen. This guy can't throw strikes and is getting hit. But there's a fine line between seeing what you have. This is a kid. Maybe he can do something for next year, and wanting to try and win a ball game in front of 44,000 people.
And he's ready to deal 0-1 to McCann. Way outside. And the count 1-1.
I said Mendez got off to a great start. That is done now. That scoreless streak of 8 games.
Now here's the 1-1. Swung on and line deep to right field. It's going to go foul at the last minute. He missed a grand slam by a foot. There's a side wall to the stands that ends fairly near the foul pole. And then the overlap of the Tiger Stadium right field comes in, and he hit the ball between the foul pole and the side wall. What a shot. He missed a grand slam by that much. So the count 1-2.
Hancock, Wilmington, Texas.
And here's the 1-2. Swung on. A high pop down from third. Beltre foul territory. Makes the catch about equidistant with the mound, one away. So McCann, he just missed a grand slam and pops to third, one down.
And action in the Rangers bullpen, and that would be Nate Adcock.
Here's Chase Headley, who is 0-for-2 with a walk. Tomorrow night, the final game of this 3-game series. Play-by-play at 8:05 and pregame at 7:25. The pitch strike. And then the Yankees fly to Boston and have Thursday off. Thursday off because they get in about 4:30 in the morning. But anyway, Thursday off. And then over the weekend at Fenway. Friday night, late Saturday afternoon, and Sunday night. Oh, goody. They'll be at 0-1 to Headley. Switch hitter batting left. And the right-hander deals outside. And the count 1-1. Now the right-hander is set, and the 1-1 to Headley. Swung on, hit on the ground. There's a base hit right field in the first base hole. 1 run scores. They hold Teixeira. It's a base hit and an RBI for Headley, and the Yankees now take a 9-4 lead.
And we've been saying for the past few days, and I've said it to Joe Girardi a few times, wouldn't it be nice for this pitching staff to have a big lead, not have every game a 1-run lead? This is it. 5-run lead.
With first and third, and rather with the bases loaded and 1 out. A hard ground ball in the hole. Teixeira just got to third as Rios came up throwing. Here's Almonte, who's 1 for 3. Had a ribby single last time. Switch it to batting left.
Well, you know Adam Warren's still coming in no matter what the score is. They want this game.
Pitch is fouled off. I was just thinking the same thing, Susan. I kidded before saying I can't give you many guarantees in life, but I'll guarantee you that Betances and Robinson will pitch. Well, if the score builds up more, they probably won't pitch. And you save them for Wednesday, and then you have them Friday and Saturday.
Well, Warren's been up, and he is still throwing, so he's coming in. There isn't a manager in the world that thinks the lead is big enough.
Now here's the 0-1 to Almonte. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1 in. And the pitch fouled straight back. And the count 0-2. Brandon McCarthy, the recipient of all these runs, he would be the winner if the score holds. 0-2 to Almonte. Teixeira at third. Beltran at second and Headley at first. And the 0-2 way inside, almost hit him. And the count 1-2.
96-mile-an-hour fastball. You know, for McCarthy, he'll start off, if he gets this win, he'll start off 3-0.
Yeah, he's done very well. So is Green. Now the 1-2 to Zoilo. Pitches hit on the ground to second. Odor goes to short. There's one. Back to first. Not in time. Almonte just beat it out, and in doing so, he gets an RBI to share his scores. And the Yankees now take a 10-4 lead.
And this is all a product of the count. He can't throw strikes. 11 balls and 13 strikes so far. There's a problem. Doesn't matter how good your arm is. And he's got a great arm.
So here, Beltran at third, Almonte at first. Almonte has a couple of RBIs on the night. And here's Brendan Ryan, who hit a long 2-run double his last time. He's 1 for 3. And the Yankees have opened up a 10-4 lead. Runners lead first and third, 2 men out. The pitch is swung on. A high pop behind the plate, and it will make the seats. 10 seconds for station ID.
Lester has been scratched from tomorrow's start. Brandon Workman, now it would be a total shock if he's not traded. So,
whoa. Isn't that something?
Yep. It's going to get very interesting around here in the next 2 days, I think.
I think, too. I agree with you. Here is the 0-2 to Ryan. And the pitch inside. And the count 1-2. We can say anything we want. We can't be accused of tampering. So Lester probably goes somewhere, becomes a free agent in the winter, and I would think a lot of teams would love that left-hander.
You know what's interesting? They're saying, the Red Sox are pointing out, we've talked to him, and if he gets traded, he could always come back here. Name me a player who ever did that.
Now here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit high in the air and deep, but foul down the left field line. Out of play.
So they've got 2 days to do this, trade John Lester. But if they weren't going to trade him, he would start tomorrow. Or if they didn't have something that was in the works. And it might not be one team. Maybe now they sit and they just play poker with 3 or 4 different teams. See what they can get the best deal at.
I think you're right. Here's the 1-2 to Ryan. Swung on and foul. One thing that I'm kind of happy for with Lester, he'll control his own fate, and he's a free agent, and he is really good. Not good. He is really good. And he is going to get a great offer. He's going to be a very rich young man. Ryan, tired of waiting, backs out.
And this is the Red Sox. Big chance to reload that farm system. They've done a good job of it over the years. They got some good people for that big deal in L.A.
The 1-2, a check swing foul. You know the line they use in spring training, it drives you nuts. Oh, so-and-so, he got his work in. Mendez getting his work in. He's thrown 30 pitches in this inning.
He's getting his work in. Too many of them off the plate.
Now here's the 1-2 to Ryan. Runners lead first and third, 2 out. Pitch. Swung on and pop foul first base side. And out of play. Now once again it'll be a 1-2 to Brendan Ryan. And the pitch, a bouncer. Nice block by Chirinos with a runner at third. So the count 2-2. Runners lead first and third, 2 out. And the 2-2 swung on and fouled away. Well, Ryan is now wearing out Mendez, and the count remains at 2-2.
Fox is telling us that the Yankee offense tonight, first time scoring 10-plus runs since April 24th. First time scoring 7-plus runs in an inning in the 6th inning. First time all year.
I think that's what we've been talking about.
And we didn't know exactly the number, but we knew there weren't a lot of 7-run innings coming about.
There's the 2-2 to Ryan. Foul back.
96-mile-an-hour fastball just got a piece of it.
Here is Mendez, 35th pitch of the inning. And the 2-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 to end the inning. For the Yankees, 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 left. And now the end of 6.5. It's 10-4 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State.
BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Well, that's all for McCarthy. Branded, who can win it, he can't lose it, goes 6 innings, 4 runs, 9 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. And one thing about the walk, that was quote-unquote intentional, because there was a runner in scoring position in the first inning, and he walked Beltre on 4 straight and then got the 3rd out. So McCarthy continues to throw strikes. And who comes in? Adam Warren for the 7th. Warren will face Elvis Andrus, the number 2 hitter, and deals a fastball high, 1-0.
So far, Brandon McCarthy has paid dividends for Brian Cashman. A lot easier when you score runs for these pitchers, though. Wouldn't you agree, John?
Yes. The 1-0. Swung on and foul back. And, you know, sometimes a team can get on a roll. They say that hitting is contagious, not hitting is contagious. You know, I'm not sure, but the Yankees have the ability to get on a roll. Let's see if they do. It'll be a 1-1 to Andrews, who, I don't know if he hurt himself or he broke his bat. He's way out of the batting circle. Well, now he climbs back in. Now Warren's 1-1 is low on the count, 2-1. I don't think that Warren will pitch more than an inning. I'm not sure. He might. He has the capability to do it. And there is the 2-1. Pitch inside. Well, you don't know what's going to happen in the game. But if the game doesn't get closer, then they probably hold Betances and Robertson out and pitch maybe Whitley and or Huff.
Right. I wouldn't think so either, because he's logged a lot of innings. I know he's done this before and not worried about him, but I don't think you need him.
There's a strike. And the count 3-2.
I don't think this is the kind of game you need him to extend himself, unless, of course, they get closer. But Warren, Betances, and Robertson have pitched a lot of big innings, a lot of games.
The 3-2 is hit of the air foul down the right field line and out of play. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The Yankees, who trail 4-1 going to the 6th, now have a 10-4 lead. And it'll be a payoff pitch to Andrews. And the pitch is high, ball 4. First walk by Warren, second by Yankee pitching. You know, Susan, one thing, you never know if you're going to have good luck or bad luck. But you mentioned that, Pineda, it looks like he's on the track. And don't forget, right out there somewhere is Masahiro Tanaka. Rios 2 for 3. And there's strike. And I know he has elbow problems. What do I know about that? I'm not a doctor. And have no idea what's happening with his elbow. If he gets a good break on it, he could be back, and the Yankee pitching would all of a sudden become very deep. There'll be an 0-1 to Rios. And there goes Andrews. Pitches line. There's a base hit center field. On to third goes Andrews. No, first and third, no one out. Boy, that is really aggressive base running. They're down by 6 runs, and the big hitters are coming up, and he was running. So he's at third, and here is their best hitter, Adrian Beltre, with first and third, no one out.
And that pitch was up right over the middle of the plate, and they are very aggressive, and Andrews had that pretty easily. He was watching where the ball was. He watched it the whole way.
Rios has 3 hits tonight, and last night Rios has 2 hits, so he has 5 in the series. Here is Beltre with first and third and no one out.
Another name that's been in many trade rumors is Alex Rios.
Warren deals. The pitch high. They count 1-0.
The Yankees need to stay with Toronto. Won tonight. They're in the 11th inning in Baltimore. It's all tied up there. I think it's 6-6. Baltimore and the Angels.
Here's the 1-0. Swung on and foul back. You know how we always say that no manager or coach in the other sports ever believes the game is over. Never. Well, this is why. It's 10-4, but the Yankees know 7 runs can be scored in an inning because they did it in the 6th. And here, first and third, no one out, and Beltre up. It'll be a 1-1, a throw over. The infield is back, of course. They hope to get the ground ball for 2, and they will gladly let Andrews score if they do. Now, the right-hander deals, swung on and foul, first base side out of play. Now the count 1-2. Beltre has walked, singled, and popped up. The hits are even at 10. The Yankees, though, have a 6-run lead, 10-4. Andrews at third, Rios at first, and no one out. And the 1-2 is cut on and fouled off. So Beltre still with the count of 1-2. The crowd tonight, 41,934. So they have drawn approximately 86,000 the first 2 nights. Pitch. Half swing, grounded down third, kicks foul. It's a lucky thing. It would have been a base hit. And Beltre tried to check the swing, and the ball glanced off his bat. So the count holds 1-2 as Beltre comes back.
John, we came here yesterday. I was here early, and Beltre was out with his little boy, who I think is about 6 or 7, and they were in the outfield. And the little boy was swinging at everything and hitting balls into the stands from halfway in center field, right center field. You know, the little plastic bats. He was 5 or 6. The bat was as big as he was, and he was just swinging at everything. Dad was pitching to him and hitting him in the stands.
The pitch is grounded to third. Headley, it's a foul ball. Headley was starting to throw to second, almost stopped, and so the third base umpire, Lance Barrett, called it a foul ball, and the count remains 1-2.
And look around the league with 31 homers and 83 RBIs. Jose Abreu now leads the majors with homers and RBIs.
Isn't that something? 31 and 83. Miguel Cabrera had taken over the RBI lead with 81. Now Abreu goes past him. Here's the 1-2. And pitch low, and the count 2-2.
And Beltre's son has the same stance, does the same thing with the bats.
Now here's the 2-2 and a throw to first. Check out Rios. First and third, no one out. As Texas tries to get back in the game, they're down 10-4. Well, the seventh inning has taken its time, has it not? Now here's the 2-2. On the pitch low. Slider low on the count 3-2. You know, we talk about Mendez, who threw, let's say, through 35 pitches in the top of the inning. Warren's thrown 17, and there's no one out. Now here's the 3-2. Check swing back. And they have the runner trapped at third. The throw goes to McCann. McCann throws to Headley. They check out Andrews. The other runners move to second and third. I don't know why Andrews is going, but there's a bouncer back to the mound. So it goes 1-2-5. Andrews is out. Beltre on with a fielder's choice. Andrews out 1-2-5. On to third, Rios. On to second is Beltre. When Andros was in the pickle, he was pointing at the runners, go, go. He finally got tagged out, but they did get the runners to second and third with one out. And here's Adduci.
I have a question for you. Didn't Elvis Andrus used to be a good base runner?
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
That was not a good play.
So they do move the runners, so second and third. In other words, Andrews stayed in the pickle long enough to move the runners up. And here is the left-hand hitter, Adduci, infield back, of course, and the pitch outside. One thing Warren did was good. He ran right at the runner, making him make the move. So Andrews then started home. And so Warren just threw to McCann. There'll be a 1-0. Adduci 1 for 3, an RBI single. Boy, am I wrong about the Yanks. They have Betances up. And if you ask Joe why, hey, I want to win this game. Forget about tomorrow night or the games after. So Betances is up in a 10-4 game. And the pitch is fouled third base side by Adduci. And the count 1-1.
Well, also you have to think about Warren. He's not very effective tonight, but he's already thrown 20 pitches. One out. And there's no days off here after Thursday for a while. And you want him to be available for the weekend, too.
There's a strike with a fastball. The count 1-2.
Guess they figure with the off day on Thursday they can use Betances. And
now Warren will deal 1-2 to the left-hand hitter, and the pitch bounced up there. Nice block by McCann. And the count 2-2. 10-4 Yanks, bottom of the seventh. Texas threatening with runners at second and third. Rios at third and Beltre at second. Now the right-hander will deal 2-2. The pitch low 3-2. One more bad one. They'll be loaded up. One out. Runners at second and third. Now Warren is set. Here comes the payoff. Low, he bounced it. How do you like that? So I don't think Warren exactly has it tonight because normally he throws a lot of strikes. No, the base is loaded, 1 out, and that will bring up the righty hitting first baseman, J.P. Arancibia.
And Joe Girardi and Larry Rothschild over by the phone. Larry is on the phone, probably to see if Betances is ready. Maybe he's getting somebody else up also. And here comes Joe. Arancibia hits 1 out. It changes very, very quickly.
And Girardi has already pointed to the bullpen.
Rethink possible. A new pitcher is Dellin Betances. John, that was not a pretty outing for Adam Warren. Not we're used to. He usually throws strikes. He's so good at that. And he was all over the place tonight.
Yeah, we wondered if maybe Warren is feeling the effects of pitching all year. Hope not. There are 2 months to go. Warren goes a third of an inning, gives up 1 hit, 2 walks. So the bases are loaded with 1 out. And here comes Dellin Betances to face Arancibia, a right-hand hitter. Bases loaded, 1 out, pitch. Breaking ball way outside, 1-0.
Betances has 93 strikeouts so far this season, most by any reliever.
Here's the 1-0. Cut out, I missed. Arancibia has had a great night. A double. Another double for 2 RBIs and a home run. So 3 for 3 with 3 ribbies. 3 of the 4 Texas runs. Yankees have the infield back, hoping to get a hard ground ball to turn 2, get out of the inning. And Betances will deal 1-1. Breaking balls outside, 2-1.
Betances last pitched against Toronto, an inning and 2/3. That was Sunday. Allowed an unearned run, inning and 2/3, 2 walks, an intentional walk, and 1 strikeout.
He's behind Arancibia, 2-1. And the pitch way outside, the count 3-1. Betances' numbers are really unreal. In 63 innings, he's given up 27 hits. So he's given up 36 less hits than innings pitched in only 63 innings. He's walked 19 and struck out 93. Now here's the 3-1. Strike on the inside corner, just. He threw the ball right under the hands on the inside corner, so 3-2. Now here's the payoff. Swung on and drilled to deep left. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. It's a grand slam. J.P. Arancibia hit one over the high scoreboard wall in left, well back in the crowd. His second home run along with 2 doubles. What a night. He has 7 RBIs. And Texas trails 10-8. It's now a 2-run game.
Well, Arancibia, having the night of his life, comes in with hitting 152. And that was a high fastball. That was right on the letters down the middle of the plate. That's like hitting a T-ball. There really was no doubt about that one.
Pitch is fouled off. Do you know that Arancibia tonight has 7 of the 8 RBIs for Texas? 2 doubles, a solo home run, and a grand slam. He's knocked in 7 runs. Yikes. And the Yankee lead is now down to 10-8. Jim Adduci fouls the pitch off. And the 0-1 line, base hit. Over first, down the right field line, rolling to the right field corner. It'll be an extra base hit. Martin around second. He's heading for third, and he is going to make it. A ball hit hard down the line in the corner by Leonys Martin. And Almonte had trouble getting the ball out of the corner. He kind of had to wait for it. So Martin races to third. And if Texas can get a fly ball here, or ground ball, they'll reduce the Yankee lead to 1 run.
Boy, and he can't get the ball down. That fastball has been right over the middle of the plate. Martin just isn't as strong as Aaron Sevilla. And Martin can run a lot faster than Aaron Sevilla.
So a runner at third. The Yankees will play the infield back. They'll give up the 9th run. And if Chirinos hits a ground ball anywhere but third, they'll get that 9th run. Wow, what a rally. Here is the catcher, right-handed Chirinos, and he hits a high pop foul on a play behind the plate. 0-1. 10 seconds for station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Giants.
There's a breaking ball strike to Chirinos, so the count 0-2. John Sterling, Susan Waldman in a heck of a ball game. The Yankees have a 10-8 lead. Martin at third with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th, and the pitch is outside. Breaking ball, the count 1-2 on Chirinos.
And here's an interesting fact. That was the first grand slam the Rangers have hit all year.
Well, what a night. Aaron Sevilla, 2 doubles, a solo homer and a grand slam. One of the doubles, a 2-run double. He's knocked in 7 of the 8 runs. Wow. Now Martin then tripled, and he's at third with 1 out. It'll be a 1-2. A half swing and a breaking ball. Did he go? No. So the count 2-2.
David Huff is up for the Yankees, and Neil Kotz, the veteran lefty, is getting up for the Rangers. So something.
Chirino has a single in 3 trips. Betances ready for the 2-2, and it's foul. First base out of play. Well, here's the power report for the night, brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center, the region's most reliable source of electric power. For the Yankees, Gardner has a homer and 2 doubles. And for Texas, Aaron Sevilla has 2 doubles. The pitch is cut on him. It struck him out swing on a breaking ball. 2-way. That's a big out because now the run can't score an out. Aaron Sevilla, 2 doubles, 1 a 2-run double, 2 homers, 1 a grand slam. He's knocked in 7 runs. Well, he and Gardner have had great nights. And that's the power report, brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center. Well, 2-way, and here's a left-hand hitter, Rugi Odor.
8th career multi-homer game for J.P. Aaron Sevilla. 3 of them with the Rangers in Arlington. I guess he likes hitting here.
The pitch to Odor is a strike. In the count 0-1. With a runner, Martin at third, 2 out. 4 in, 10-8 Yanks. Pitch outside, ball 4.
Fastball up and away. Here comes Larry Rothschild out to talk to Betances.
And here comes Shin-Soo Choo, and you know that Choo represents the go-ahead run. So on a night where the Yankees finally score, they're locked in a life and death struggle with Texas. Choo is 0 for 4, but you have to say he's a dangerous left-hand hitter. The tying runs are on base, and Choo is the go-ahead run. So here's the left-hand hitter, Choo, with Martin at third and Odor at first. 2 out, 4 in, bottom of the 7th, and the Yankees' lead has been whittled to 10-8. The big whittler was Aaron Sevilla with a grand slam. Choo, a left-hand hitter. And there's a strike on the outside corner of the knees. You know how many pitches the Yanks have thrown this inning? I don't. But Betances has thrown 21. Warren probably threw 30. I mean, A long inning. And there's the 0-1. Cut on a missed. And the count 0-2. Runners lead first and third, 2 out. And the 0-2 to TUE is low. You know, this is the 9th batter. Texas has batted around. This is the 9th batter. Remember, Andrews led off with a walk. It always begins with a walk. That was off Warren.
So you say Warren threw probably 30, so over 50 pitches between the two pitchers.
Have to be. There's the 1-2. Struck him out swinging breaking ball. And the Yankees finally get out of the inning. 4 runs on 3 hits and 3 left. And now at the end of 7 innings of play, 10-8 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
9 FM, WFAN, New York.
Well, the new pitcher for Texas is the veteran lefty Neil Kotz. 45 innings, 50 strikeouts, 18 walks, ERA of 3.20. 18 walks, 50 strikeouts. 2-5 record, 3.20 ERA.
Well, here's Gardner, who's homered, doubled, and reached on a 3-base error by Rios, which might have been called a triple. That would have left him a single shy of the cycle. But they did call it an error. Rios got his glove on the ball and dropped it when he ran into Martin. So here is Gardner. Gardner, Jeter, Ellsbury against the lefty Kotz. Yanks have a 10-8 lead. And the pitch is swung on and pop foul back. And the count 0-1.
Scoreboard update is brought to you by Astoria Bank. Games that impact the Yankees. Baltimore and the Angels are still playing. They're in the bottom of the 12th inning in Camden Yards, 6-6. Starters were Jared Weaver and Chris Tillman. They are long gone. Tampa has won again. They beat Milwaukee 5-1.
Pitch is high. And the count 1-1.
And Toronto's now won 4 in a row as they beat the Red Sox 4-2. Marcus Stroman gets the win. He goes to 7-2. Casey Janssen saved number 17.
There's the 1-1. Swung on and line to right center field. There's a base hit. How do you like that? Gardner with another hit. And if they had called that a triple, he would have hit for the cycle. And someone in our audience would have won a car. So I think it's an outie. So Gardner gets another hit. I want to look. Let me look at my card for last night. Gardner had 2 homers and a single. And tonight he has a homer, 2 doubles, and a single. He has 7 hits in the 2 games. And let's face it, the Yankees need all the runs they can get. Here is Jeter. And the fastball is high.
And the Mets lost tonight to Philadelphia at Citi Field, 6-0 the final there. Cole Hamels gets the win. Dylan G takes the loss. Homers by Philly, Rollins, Sizemore, and a grand slam by Chase Utley.
Here's the 1-0. So you figured the scouts who were there are drooling over Hamels.
I'm sure they are. And his $96 million that he's owed. Right. Manny Machado just hit a walk-off home run, and Baltimore beats the Angels 7-6 in 12 innings.
Now here's the 1-0 to Jeter. Gardner leads. And Jeter lines one to deep left center field. That ball is high. Hit as far as caught by TUE right on the track in front of the bullpen wall. Now Jeter hit it a long way and hard, and TUE ran it down. He probably had a step before running into the Yankee bullpen wall in left center. So the captain, a long drive.
And they don't care, the fans here. They're giving me a standing ovation anyway. They just had all of Jeter's accomplishments on the board at Fox. This is a stunning one. And remember, he didn't play all last year. He's played one game in his career when the team was mathematically eliminated from playoffs play.
That's what you want to do. You want to win, and he is a winner.
20 years.
Yeah. Ellsbury 0 for 3 with a walk, lefty to lefty. Gardner at first with 1 out. There is a strike.
You know, with all the stats that they put up, all the things that he's done, that's the most impressive. All these years.
And it really is the most important thing to Jeter is winning. And boy, has he been with winning teams. Now here's the 0-1. And the pitch is hit in the air to left center. Martin drifts back to make the catch TUE. You know, last year doesn't count. Jeter wasn't with the team. He was injured all year. And in all the other years from 1996 to 2012, that's 17 baseball seasons. He made the playoffs every year but one. Well, that's pretty darn good. Yep. Well, here is Teixeira. We are coming to you live from the Sunoco broadcast booth. The Sunoco Free Fuel 5000. Get the decal, get spot. Sunoco Free Fuel 5000. Get the decal, get spotted, and win. Yankees have a 10-8 lead here in the 8th. Jeter, by the way, had 2 more hits tonight, and he had 3 last night. He's had 5 in the series. Teixeira's had an interesting night coming back, and it's very good for the Yankee offense. He doesn't have a hit. He's 0 for 1, but he has walked 3 times. Teixeira takes a strike.
You know how we thought that the 7th inning took a long time? Jack tells us that the Yankees and the Rangers combined to throw 84 pitches in the 7th inning.
Wow.
That's why it took a long time.
It sure did. Greg Maddux would do that for a game.
Right.
There's the 0-1 to Tex. There's a strike in the count 0-2. Two outs, top of the 8th. Gardner, the base runner at first. And the 0-2 is grounded foul off first. The ball boy made a boot. The ball rolled past him to the outfield. Rios is going to go over and pick it up. And the pitch inside. Well, if Mendez threw 35 pitches, I'm not sure of that number, but around there, that means that Betances and Warren threw 50 pitches.
Yep.
Now the lefty Kotz deals low inside, breaking ball down and in. Now the count 2-2 on Teixeira. Now the 2-2. Swung on and hit in the air to left field and deep. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Mark sends a text message into the left field seats. You're on the mark, Teixeira. A 2-run home run. And the Yankees now take a 12-8 lead.
Oh, and does that Feel good to Yankee fans to see that. Probably for Mark Teixeira, too. He's getting high-fived by everybody. Joe Girardi on the top step, meaning Teixeira. Welcome back. See what this pitch was. That was a high fastball, about belt high. Really easy swing.
Now here's Beltran. And the pitch is grounded wide at third. Diving stop Beltre to his feet, throws in time to end the inning. For Teixeira, it was his 18th home run. He now has 50 RBIs. And for the Yankees, 2 runs on 2 hits. And no one left. And now at the end of 7.5. 12-8 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. Well, here are the pitching lines. Warren goes a third of an inning, 3 runs, 1 hit. No strikeouts, 2 walks. He put the 3 guys on base, and then Betances gave up the grand slam. Betances goes 2/3 of an inning, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. And Chase Whitley now comes on for the 8th.
Interesting choice, don't you think? No Kelly?
Yeah, well, Kelly pitched an inning plus last night. So here is a chance for Whitley. Whitley needs to establish himself. He and David Huff are now kind of the righty-lefty long men in the bullpen. But with Warren and Betances being used up, here's Whitley to pitch the 8th. Yankees have a 12-8 lead.
A big spot for him. And actually, when he has come in and he can be aggressive and not worry about pacing himself as a starter, he's been pretty good.
Andrews takes a sinker low. Well, here's a note, Susan, from Jack. Jack Maldonado. Good note. As Whitley is ready to deal 1-0. And there's a strike. Yankees have hit 2 homers in each of the last 5 games. So they're starting to hit a few home runs. And there's the 1-1. And the sinker inside, 2-1.
Tonight's game attendance is 41,934. Game attendance brought to you by New York Community Bank and the NYCB family of banks.
The pitch is low outside. And the count 3-1. This is not the way that you want it to begin in this inning, because after Andrews, then you have the big hitters, Rios and Beltre. So the 3-1 swung on in line. There's a base hit center field. So the leadoff hitter is on. And here is Rios, who's doubled, singled, grounded out, and singled.
And Whitley, you know, if you're thinking that Whitley hasn't been used to this role, he did. This is exactly what he did at Scranton. He was a reliever, and a pretty good one. The Yankees don't want to blow this lead. Baltimore and Toronto have already won.
The pitch, there is a strike to Rios. Yankees with a 12-8 lead, bottom of the 8th. And the pitch is fouled up. Boy, this is an old-fashioned ballpark at Arlington kind of game.
Names are very different than what we're used to from those days. No Palmero, Pudge.
It'll be an 0-2 to Rios. Andrews leads. Pitch is low on the count 1-2. For more on your local Ford dealer's Summer Spectacular, where you can find the blockbuster deals of the year on the entire Ford lineup, visit a dealership or check them out online at tristateford.com. Runner goes. The throw to second is not in time. Andrews running at will on the Yanks. So there's a runner at second. Normally you don't steal with 4 runs down, but if you make it, it's okay. And he made it easy.
You know, he really is kind of a wild man tonight, the way he's been running the bases.
So 2 for 2, and he now is 22 out of 32.
I mean, Whitley paid no attention to him at all, but as John said, you better be sure you make it if you're down 4 runs. Matt Thornton is warming for the Yankees.
And it'll be a 2-2 to Rios. And Whitley deals, swung on and grounded to third. Headley holds the runner, throws in time, and now Andrews goes to third. The minute it's a long throw from third. The minute he threw, Andrews was off. So he's at third on the 5-3 ground out. And here's Adrian Beltre. Beltre walking a single tonight. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. Yankees, of course, play the infield back. They'll give up a run for an out gladly. And there is a strike.
Whitley, of course, a reliever his whole career in the minor leagues.
Pitch is low, breaking ball. You want to hear a great rally tonight? Just looked up on the board.
Sure.
Oakland was down to Houston 4-1 going to the ninth. They scored 6 runs. That is a ninth inning rally.
That team knows how to score.
Now here's the 1-1. Hit on the ground, up the middle. Grabbed there by Ryan. Throws to first. In time. What a play. Give Beltre an RBI on the 4-3 ground out. Andrews scores, and the Yankee lead is 12-9.
And Ryan, really such a good defender. And boy, that's an almost impossible. And I can't think of anybody else on this team that would have made that play. He was actually crossing second base as he threw, turned in that jump pass that you always see Jeter do.
That was some throw. As you say, he was in effect headed to left center, let's say, and had a pause jump throw, and he got a lot of muscle on it. They had Beltre easily. It wasn't a very tough out at first. Well, what a play by Ryan. Now Beltre gets an RBI, and that's 57. And the Yankee lead is 12-9. And here's Jim Adduci, a left-hand hitter. And the pitch cut on a miss. Adduci 1 for 3 with a walk. And the pitch grounded foul. We have had tonight 21 runs, 25 hits, and if I remember, 4 home runs. Gardner, Teixeira, and 2 by Aaron Sebia.
Well, you've wanted offense, John. Here it is.
Indeed. Love it. I love it.
21 runs between the two teams.
There's a strike at the knees on the outside corner. So Adduci caught looking. And it's Texas, John. Texas gets 1 run on 1 hit and leaves no one. Now at the end of 8 innings of play, it's 12-9 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. See Robertson in any event. The Yankees need a win. They've lost 3 straight. But Robertson actually would get a save. Well, here is the 0-1. Hit hard, foul outside of third, 0-2. Stay tuned following tonight's game for the Revel Casino Hotel Yankees postgame show. Revel Casino Hotel, Atlantic City's award-winning casino on the beach. Visit them at revelcasino.com. Now, the 0-2 struck him out swinging on a slider away. In the inning, no runs, no hits, 1 left. And now at the end of 8.5 innings of play, 12-9 Yanks. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. (12-9) Yankees, bottom of the ninth, 1 out, no one on. And the 0-1 hit on the ground toward second, past the dive of Ryan to center field. Hit between Ryan and the second base bag. So there's a base hit for Martin. There is Chirinos, who is 1 for 4. He's a right-hand hitter. In fact, I look down, and on the bench, Texas only has right-hand hitters. First of all, they only have 3 players on the bench, as they carry 13 pitchers. There'll be a 3-2 to Chirinos. And the pitch is low, ball 4. How do you like that? And the tying run will come to bat. Can't predict this game. That's one thing. You can't predict baseball anyway. You certainly can't predict this game. And Susan, as Rugi Odor gets in the batter's box, he is the tying run.
Well, he is indeed. And one of the things I've seen, I'm right by here, these pitches by David Robertson aren't even close. I know it doesn't bother him to put runners on.
So 2 on and 1 out, and the pitch to Odor is grounded to first. Teixeira will take the easy play at first. He actually looked at second, but that's not the play. You want outs. And so Teixeira touched up on first. Even a 2-run single, and the Yankees will be ahead. Now with 2 outs and runners at second and third, back to the top of the order. Here's a left-hand hitter, Shin-Soo Choo.
And he's always really dangerous. And, John, you said it. This is like the old days here. Names are different, but these are the kinds of runners on all the time. Almost some of those old Texas Yankee games, whoever got the last at bats was going to win.
So second and third, 2 men out. Choo is 0 for 5 on the day. And the pitch is inside the count, 1-0. Yankees have a 12-9 lead. Elvis Andrus on deck. In fact, if Choo walks, Andrus would be the winning run. Now here is the 3-1. And Robertson wants to throw a strike. He also knows one other thing. He knows how to groove it. And there's the 3-1. High and tight. He certainly didn't groove it. And the bases are loaded with 2 out. So the tying runs are on base. And here is the winning run, Elvis Andrus.
Andrus, of course, a right-handed hitter, but Choo is not. Robertson has been deadly against right-handers.
No, bases loaded, 2 men out. Andrus is 2 for 4 with a walk. As Susan told you, a right-hand hitter. Infield, outfield, straight away. Bases loaded, 2 out pitch is low in the count, 1-0. You have to admit, Susan, it's irony at its highest form. On a night where the Yankees finally score, Robertson and Betances can't get anyone out.
All right, they've turned it into a nail-biter. Joe Girardi said it would be nice to have a laugher just once.
The 1-0. Swung on line up the middle. There's a base hit center field. 2 runs will score. It's now a 12-11 game, and Rios will be the hitter with 2 on and 2 out. The 3rd hit of the night for Andrus, and it's now 12-11. And here is Larry Rothschild. First of all, he says something to Joe, and then he goes out to the mound to talk to Robertson.
Well, and a fastball, and he just grooved that for him. He's lucky he didn't hit that a lot further. He did not get the good part of the bat on that ball, but Robertson really is all over the place. Rothschild out there doing all the talking. And another very dangerous hitter up. Alex Rios has had a terrific night. As we said, like he's auditioning for other teams.
As Martin scored, Sereno scored. Holding at second was Choo. He's in scoring position. He thought about going to third, which he probably could have done. That'd be some way to end the game, though. So Choo at second.
John, that's Adam Rosales. With all the noise here, it's hard to hear, but Adam Rosales is now at second base.
He's at second, and Andrews is at first. So Rosales is the tying run at second, and as I mentioned, Andrews is the winning run at first. And here is Rios. And a bouncer up there blocked by McCann, and the count 1-0. Boy, this is David Robinson we haven't. Now we're set to go. Bases loaded, 2 out. It'll be a 2-2 to Beltre. Robertson is set at the belt. And the 2-2 is a breaking ball, ball 3. Beltre held up. So ball 4 will tie the game. Beltre steps out. Remember, Robertson was ahead 0-2. Robinson has walked 3 men in the inning. Well, here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Robertson deals. Swung on and hit in the air to left field. Gardner back. Gardner in front of the track. He makes the catch. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees. So on a 3-2 pitch, he gets Beltre to the long fly, but Gardner caught it about a step in front of the track. And the Yankees win the ball game by the score of 3-2. He got a fastball in the inner half of the plate. Wow. Well, the Yankees win 12-11. What a game. Wow, what a game. One of the wildest and best games of the year. We're going to wait for Susan to get her star, of course. We'll get back with the totals of this crazy game. Yankees win at 12-11. Back in a moment. Now on the WFAN New York Yankees Radio Network, driven by Jeep.